FX.
For the Frankfurt Galaxy, a 4-0 record had them looking towards the World Bowl. But 4 straight losses have left them searching for the answers. Meanwhile, the Barcelona Dragons are breathing fire again after swamping the London Monarchs last week. Their championship dream has been resurrected. The Main River in Frankfurt, scene of the World League of American Football's Week 9 action as the Barcelona Dragons take on the Frankfurt Galaxy. These two teams still alive along with Amsterdam. The winner stays alive to play in the World Bowl against the Scottish Claymores in 2 weeks. Hi, everyone. With Bill Moss, this is Kevin Harlan. Part of the story of the World League overseas is, Bill, the atmosphere outside the stadium.
Well, you can see it here behind you, Kevin. It's a playoff atmosphere, and it's playoff time for both these teams. Must-win situation. And for Frankfurt, well, they have a new quarterback in Brad Brett's number 14. He's going to be the leader that look for to pull them out of this turmoil they're in. But they got to try to establish a running game. They have to do that against the #1 ranked defense of the Barcelona Dragons. And for Barcelona, well, they have 2 tight ends and Kelly Holcomb. That's the key to their offense. They're going to try to get this thing going and take them all the way to the World Bowl.
All right, the kickoff is coming up next. The winner stays alive right here on FX.
Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser, proud sponsor of football wherever it's played. This Bud's for you. And by Ryder, we're there when you need us. And by AT&T, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team.
Lost and found.
Welcome back to Frankfurt, Germany. We're about an hour's east flight of London, England, where tonight, Frankfurt Galaxy here at Waldstadion. Built back in the late 20s. And tonight, with 38,000 fans absolutely in a frenzy, knowing that a win by their Frankfurt team keeps them alive in the playoff race to face the Scottish Claymores in the World Bowl in 2 weeks. It is about 84 degrees here, but extremely muggy. A wind is just out of the south at about 10 miles an hour, and it'll be a picture-perfect night for football. The Barcelona Dragons will kick off, and here we go. Deep back, they've got Harrell and Mario Bailey. And with the ball, they send Mike Bellamy, who with a blocking pack ahead, takes it beyond the 35 and out to the 37-yard line. And that's where the Frankfurt Galaxy will begin things with a 1st and 10, led by Brad Brett, who is 6'5" and out of Cal State Hayward. He's had a couple tryouts in the NFL, twice with the Dallas Cowboys, and last summer he was in the Washington Redskin camp.
And Ernie Stodner wanted a new leader. He said, hey, we're in a turmoil. We're down. We've lost 4 games. We need someone to pull us out of this. So they started Brad Brett in front of Steve Pallure.
Bender and Seibert in the backfield. You can see the possible blitz, and the handoff goes to Ingo Seibert, who is a player here from Germany. And there may have been a fumble, but they rule the ball down. And after a gain of a yard back to the 38, it'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
Frankfurt's had problems all year long picking up the blitz, and the Barcelona Dragons wasted no time bringing the 2 linebackers, shooting the A-gaps at him right away.
Seibert just carried the ball, the German national, with Bender out of USC. Bailey and Kearney are the wideouts. The tight end is Ed Smith. 2nd down and 9 from the 38-yard line. A 43 defense by the Barcelona Dragons. And for the first time, Bretz will go to the air and go deep, and into double coverage. He throws incomplete, looking for Mario Bailey.
It's very important for Frankfurt to try to establish a run game today. They can't just throw deep. They've been throwing the ball all season. And it's going to be the guys up front today. They're going to have to get the run game going for them. These guys are a good unit. They were good all through the opening season. It led them to a 4-0 start.
Collins and Hageman, the tackles, the 2 to count on, with Baptiste and Green, the guards, and Toby Mills is the center. 3rd down and 9 from the shotgun formation. Brent's with pretty good time from that line, and the completion and a 1st down catch at the 49-yard line as they get the pass to their Wide receiver Bailey.
Jay Kearney has some excellent hands, and what it wraps on him is you throw the ball near him and he'll catch it. And look what he does here to make the catch. He comes back to an underthrown ball and gets his arms between the ground and the ball to make a good reception right there.
Jay Kearney is out of West Virginia, had a trial with the Kansas City Chiefs and still trying to land a spot in some NFL camp this summer. From midfield, first down and 10 yards to go. And the handoff for a second time to Seibert, who is forced outside, then brought down and a loss of 2 back at the 48-yard line. Smothered on the play by Crooms along with Middleton.
Well, I said they were going to have to establish a running game, but these guys right here are going to have to control it. The National Illich, Vince Stewart, Demetrius Edwards, and Josh Heinrich, the allocated player from the Detroit Lions.
A new defense this year for Barcelona. They were in a 34 a season ago, now going to the 43. Second down and 12. Brents again to the air, avoids the rush. He'll run upfield. A flag has been thrown. He needs to get to the 40 for the first down, and he is to the 43-yard line of Barcelona. A flag thrown on the play back at the 43-yard line.
And right in the vicinity of that holding area, Kevin. The head linesman wasted no time throwing the flag right at the offensive lineman.
We just saw Ernie Stautner, the longtime assistant with the Dallas Cowboys, and holding is the call against the offense of Frankfurt.
Holding, number 68 offense, 10 yards, replay, second down.
You know, in a playoff game like this, Kevin, and that's what it is, a playoff game, a must-win for these two teams. Mistakes and penalties are the things that'll really hurt you. You have to control the penalties and the mistakes if you want to be successful on down the stretch through the playoff run. Here we have the linebackers, and that's no mistake. These guys are the real deal. These three are the key to Barcelona's defense.
With Rick Hamilton in the middle, the former Redskin and Kansas City Chiefs with the penalties. Second down and 23, and again the rush on Bretz, who is being chased to the side and throws it out of bounds down the sideline to avoid the rush. Being chased on the play by Josh Heinrich, the Detroit Lion, and some nice defense. They've been cutting up the middle as you see Middleton, who mans one of the safety positions with Chris Crooms at the strong side. The cornerbacks, Michael Wright, and the Chicago Bear, Kenny Gales.
Well, you know, Kevin, and they put a new quarterback in there, Brad Bretz. But it's not going to make a big difference who's a quarterback if they can't protect him. And that's been a problem. They've been sacked like 20 times over the last 4 weeks. These offensive linemen for Frankfurt Galaxy have to do a good job up front.
Third and 23, back at the 37-yard line with Harrell, number 1, in motion. Brent's again in the shotgun and with plenty of time. Enough to move up and move back, and now he's being chased. Stewart is on his tail, and he's finally brought down by Josh Heinrich. He's the one that chased him out of bounds the last time.
That's what you call a coverage sack. When you have that much time in the pocket, as the Frankfurt Galaxy offensive line gave him right there, and can't find a person to throw it to, that's because everybody's covered. The time he has in the pocket is just incredible. I mean, the Galaxy offensive lineman must have heard me talking about him because they bought him a lot of time right here. But he has no place to throw the ball downfield.
Kevin Ferry averaging about 37 yards a punt, gets it away, and deep back is Marvin Marshall, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer, from the 28-yard line, where he sheds a couple tackles and still is on his feet by the 35. Takes it up the 40 into the 42, 43-yard line. And so a nice beginning with great field position for young quarterback Kelly Holcomb, a practice squad player with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Bill, the second highest rated quarterback in the World League.
A young guy, Kevin, a young gutsy player. It doesn't take you long to watch him to see what everybody gets excited about when you mention the name Kelly Holcomb. He's 22 years old, and you're going to see him today. He displays a lot of guts and a lot of courage. His two favorite receivers are the tight ends, 88 Demetrius Davis and 89 Bryce Burnett.
22-year-old Kelly Holcomb played college football at Middle Tennessee State, where he broke all the records. That's it, first down and 10 yards to go. In a scoreless game from the 43, Holcomb will go right to work through the air and looking deep with the receiver in his sights, and it's caught for a touchdown.
I said his favorite receiver was number 88, Demetrius Davis. And he lines up not at the tight end slot, but they line him up at wide receiver. It's one of the tricky things that the Dragons do. They see two tight end personnel in the game, and as a defense, you're thinking, okay, there's two tight ends in there. But then they line them up at a wide receiver, and all of a sudden you have 4 wideouts in the game. Makes it tough on a defense because you can't put the nickel defensive backs in there. So
Alfonso Browning catches his 5th touchdown of the year. He had a touchdown reception a week ago. Here's the extra point now by Scott Zarate, who is a Kansas City Chiefs allocated player. And right like that, Holcomb with the touchdown pass, his 13th of the season, and a 7-0 lead for the Barcelona Dragons. Pretty impressive. Zarate, who is trying to make a play in the NFL after really struggling the last couple weeks, comes up with the extra point. So Barcelona coming in at 4-4 and having won 3 of 5, starting Bill Moss in a very big way.
You know, we talked to Jack McNell, and he said he's tired of hitting the tight ends. He wants to go long. His guys are healthy. Kenny Shedd, and right here, Alfonso Browning, number 80. He sees it. Kelly Holcomb sees he has man-to-man coverage on Cecil Doggett. Watch the top of your screen, number 80. Alfonso Browning, he has man-to-man coverage with Cecil Doggett. Starts outside on him towards the boundary, then comes back in and has him beat. And Kelly Holcomb does a nice job of placing the ball perfect. Just let him. He never had a broke stride. He never had to come back for the ball. Nice play all the way around.
Browning was a big-time player at the University of Kentucky for Bill Curry, and just before he came over here overseas in March, after the training camp for these world players down in Atlanta, he had signed with the Washington Redskins, so he will be with the Redskins following his time here in Europe. Cole will be kicking off, and the second time the Dragons have booted it downfield. This is a squib kick, which falls out of bounds, and the penalty flag is out at the 21-yard line, and so they advance it upfield, and that will give the Frankfurt Galaxy for the second consecutive time very good field position.
Ball we put in play on the 40-yard line, first down.
We've seen that a lot throughout the World League, Kevin. There's a lot of the kickoffs have been out of bounds because in the kickoffs they have to use the national kicker. And right there was Pop Cole, and he just couldn't seem to get a hand on it. We overheard him one time saying, well, he kicks it like a soccer ball still kicks the top of it.
So Brad Bretz, who takes the place of NFL veteran Steve Poor, starting his very first professional game tonight with the 1st and 10, and they have the tight end offsides. That's Ed Smith on the near side. So a second penalty, and Bill, as you know, in that first drive that Frankfurt had, penalties got him in trouble there.
You can't make penalties and turnovers and expect to win. And it's been bugging the Frankfurt Galaxy for about the last 4 weeks. I mean, these guys just seem lost. When we talk to them, Kevin, they just seem like they're in some kind of funk, and they can't get out of it. Ed Smith is back in the lineup after missing 4 or 5 weeks to a knee injury. Right there, he jumped the gun early.
Penalty of 5 yards back to the 35, where it is now 1st and 15, and Bretz again to throw it up with the blitz up the middle, and the throw is off and caught by Wes Bender, who breaks a tackle, then lost the ball, and it's picked up, and this is going to be a touchdown. Chris Crooms of Barcelona, 13-0 Dragons, just like that. They had 6 turnovers last week for Coach Ernie Stautner, and tonight they've got 1, which is costly.
Well, you see they're trying to set up the screen. Brad Bretz drops back in the pocket, lets the defensive lineman rush, and he throws the ball to Wes Bender, who gets behind his lineman. But watch number 53, Ricky Hamilton, we talked about. And in 91, Kevin O'Brien got his in hand in there as well and knocked the ball out. Chris Crooms picks it up, and they're at 6 points. And Frankfurt, for the second week in a row, has started off very early, down 2 touchdowns.
Serrati, which will...
And there's going to be another flag.
Extra point. With the flag thrown on that play. Last week in a tough loss, this Frankfurt team, Bill Moss, coughed up the ball 6 times, and there is no doubt that over the last 4 consecutive games, all losses, that turnovers have been the culprit for Frankfurt.
Yeah, they've given the ball away 24 times, and now it's 25. And you can't win a ball game turning the ball over in penalties. And that's far this early in the ball game. That's all we've seen from Frankfurt. You know, it's funny, we talked to the Frankfurt defensive guys, and they're all frustrated at the offense. They said, we don't only have to go out there and beat the opposing offense, we also have to beat our own offense, because these guys are giving away points every week.
There you see Chris Crooms out of Texas A&M, 27 years old. Most valuable player of the '92 Cotton Bowl. Second year with the Barcelona Dragons.
Defense. Penalty is declined. The point is good.
And now that makes it 14-0 Barcelona. So Chris Crooms gets the fumble by Wes Bender, another NFL player, and rumbles in for the touchdown, and Barcelona with the touchdown pass and a fumble recovery for 6, make it 14-0.
Easy payments of $29.95. Get your AdWords today.
Frankfurt coach Ernie Staudner, who has seen his offense and defense struggle. His offense has given up a fumble and a touchdown return by Chris Crooms, and his defense gave up a long touchdown pass, and with 10:41 remaining in the first quarter, he's down 14-0. This will send Mario Bailey 5 yards deep in the end zone, and he will go to a knee out to the 20 in a 1st and 10 coming up for Frankfurt.
We talked about the linebacker crew of the Barcelona Dragons. Watch 53, Rick Hamilton come in and hit the ball out, strip the ball as he makes the tackle on Wes Bender. Then Chris Crooms, number 25, is right there to pick it up, and nothing but daylight into the end zone.
6 turnovers last week for Frankfurt, 1 today, and now they are -3 in that category, and there probably, Bill, is no other category like the turnover ratio that gives you an indication how a certain team is doing.
Well, Frankfurt doesn't want to start out in the hole that they're in right now. That's not what they wanted today.
3rd possession for Frankfurt, 1st and 10. It's a handoff, and Ingo Seibert from the Munich Cowboys brings it up. He is 6'1", 200 pounds, and a national player. You've got to have so many national players starting for your team each week.
And he's a guy that earlier in the year, you know, he was a legitimate starter. And he's not just in there because he's a national guy. I mean, this guy, little German, can run.
He hasn't scored since week 3 of the season. 2nd down and 10 with some play action by Bretz, and he's going deep and overthrows his receiver on the far side of the field.
Yeah, it's so hard to have a play action game when you don't have any play. And what the play is the running game. You see them trying to establish the run, but it's getting shut down. And then they try a play action pass, and there's nothing there.
Got to run the ball. Now 3rd down and 10. Frankfurt trailing 14-0. 9:45 remaining in the first quarter. Bretz again will line in the gun in a 3rd down and 10. And again he goes deep, and this time he is incomplete at the 40-yard line. And that was a pass intended for Mike Bellamy, and the 2nd punt. 3 possessions coming up for Frankfurt.
Boy, Frankfurt looks like they want to get the game over with. Look at that, they're walking off the field. You know, they drop balls, they have penalties. They need some kind of big play, some kind of dramatic turnaround to get them back mentally into this game.
Kevin Ferry fields an ankle-high snap and gets it downfield for Marvin Marshall, who looks into the sun with the catch again at the 28-yard line and dances his way upfield to the 39-yard line. So a 2nd offensive possession by Barcelona, the 1st in a long touchdown pass, and we'll get our 2nd look tonight of Kelly Holcomb. Ernie Staudner's team came in with a 4-4 record, won the first 4 games, lost the last 4, and they are still tied with Barcelona and Amsterdam. The winner stays alive to take on the Scottish Claymores. That's the World Bowl coming up in a couple weeks, and if there is a tie at the end of the regular season, which will be at the end of next week, head-to-head results, the overall point differential, overall touchdown differential, and then the infamous coin toss if there is not a clear-cut winner from all those other categories. 1st down and 10 from the 38-yard line, a movement on the left side of the line for Barcelona. Louis Age and Tom Robsocker over there.
Well, what's happening is Kelly Holcomb sees Frankfurt trying a different coverage. Usually they're playing 4 across. That's 4 deep across.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 62, 5 yards, replay first down.
They're usually playing 4 across, and it's 4 deep coverage. And now Frankfurt's up man-to-man, and Kelly Holcomb saw it, tried to get the audible out there, but with all the noise from the fans in the stadium, Tom Robsek, number 62, just jumped a little early.
Robsek is an allocated player from the Oakland Raiders, number 62, and a big guy at 6'5", 280 pounds. Penalty back, 5 yards, first down and 15 from the 34. Holcomb with pretty good time, and to the near side throwing, and it's incomplete as he was going for his running back, Charles Thompson, the former Oklahoma Sooner quarterback. It'll be second down. Thompson was coming out of the backfield right there. He got his degree at Central State in Ohio, but he is that very interesting story out of the University of Oklahoma. They got the 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends. Alalampi and Browning, who's already caught a touchdown. The wideouts, Burnett and Demetrius Davis, are the tight ends. And this is a tight end-based offense. Second down, 15 yards to go. More movement, this time on the defensive line, and there go the flags.
That's number 67, Stefan Gomlin, the national, into the lineup for them, and he's a little anxious to try to make a big play there.
Prior to the snap, the encroachment, 67 defense, 5 yards, second down.
You'll see left of your screen, see 67 and 59, Ronnie Woolfolk. 67, Stefan Gomlin just jumping a little early.
Second down now and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. And the draw play handoff. Charles Thompson, not much up the middle that time as the defense stiffens. It is a 43 defensive look, but an offensive line that is trying to knock them out, led by number 79, Louis Age, one-time draftee of the Chicago Bears. Robsok just had the penalty on him. Meeks in the middle. Fritz Faquir is the right guard out of Iowa, and Chuck Bradley is the massive 6'7" right tackle. Pretty good line. They've given time for Holcomb to become one of the most dominant quarterbacks in the World League. Third down and 11. Holcomb with some time. Now it collapses, and the throw is caught for a first down to the 45-yard line. Right between the numbers, Kenny Shedd picks it up in a great pass by quarterback Kelly Holcomb.
Boy, that was a nice catch by Kenny Shedd. But what was really incredible was Kelly Holcomb. He sets up in the pocket, and they have pretty good coverage downfield. He can't find anybody right away. So he steps out to avoid the pressure, and behind him comes Ronnie Woolfolk, number 59, lays a hit on him as he delivers it. But the pass comes out anyway, and Kenny Shedd makes a nice effort grabbing that ball.
Some good feet, too, by Holcomb, Billy. From the Frankfurt 44, first down and 10, and I think too much time on the clock for quarterback Kelly Holcomb. It is a 35-second clock overseas.
Exactly. I was telling you that you see this a lot. When they pick up a big first down, a big chunky yardage, it takes a lot of time to get the offense down there.
5 yards, first down.
There's a goal. It takes a lot of time to get the offense down there in the huddle and to come out and get to the line of scrimmage and get the playoff in 35 seconds. When you pick up a big yard on the play, your offense has to actually run down there and get in the huddle to get the ball off the time.
And on a night like this, it's kind of hard.
I know it's hot up here. I can imagine what it's like down there on the field in full pass.
Penalty makes it first and 15. Ball just inside the 50 at the 49-yard line as Holcomb is audibleizing at the line. He's seen something in the Frankfurt defense. And there goes a late flag, and Thompson busting free and takes it beyond the 45 into the 43-44-yard line. Well, there's a lot of penalty flags here in the first quarter.
Most of them are on Frankfurt. Well, Frankfurt's defensive line has suffered a lot of injuries. They lost John Baker, and now they have to bring in Thomas Baskin to play a little bit. He's the other national who's not used to playing, and he jumps off sides that time. So Stefan Gomlin comes in to give these guys a blow. He jumps off sides.
Offside. Defense number 79, 5 yards, still first down.
This defensive line has only had 2 sacks in the last 2 games. Kerr, Messmer, along with Reynolds and Ronnie Woolfolk, the other defensive end. 43 look.
There is no 79 on the defensive line. So the referee was wrong there. It was 91. That's Thomas Baskin.
44-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go. And again, Thompson in the backfield, coupled with the tight end or an H-back, and they're going to send Holcomb again to the air with the rush put on, and he is hit as he throws out of bounds. Big whack put on by the 310-pound left tackle, Don Reynolds, number 90.
That was nice pressure by Don Reynolds.
Crazy Mark Byers, one outside linebacker with Carter on the other side, and Cavello is in the middle.
These guys are going to have their hands full because they need speed to stay with the two tight ends. That's 88 Demetrius Davis and 89 Bryce Burnett. And that's who they're going to match up with as a linebacker.
Second down and 10 for Holcomb. And the draw play handoff, and Thompson lost the fumble. His lineman may have coughed it up too, and on the turnover, it appears that Frankfurt has gotten the ball on an early break in the game, trailing 14-0.
I told you, Kevin, that they're going to need a big play, something to spark some emotion in them. And a sack on the last play, a big hit, and then a fumble right here. And again, there's number 90, Don Reynolds. He stripped it, Kevin, and recovered it at the same time. Well, there's Mike Kerr, and it's a draw play. And number 90, you can just barely see his purple jersey and the mass of bodies there. But he wraps up Charles Thompson, and as he does, he strips the ball from him and falls on him.
So now trailing 14-0, Frankfurt needs to make up some ground. We're late in the first quarter, and from the 45, first and 10, Brett's looking off his primary receiver and throwing short to the former Kansas City Chiefs, Jay Kearney, and he gets a gain of about 5 near midfield.
Brett's is down.
Brad Brett's the quarterback, making his first pro start tonight. Twice in the Dallas Cowboys camp, last year with Norm Turner at Washington, in the Redskins camp in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And talking to him yesterday at 6'5", he thought this might be one of his last chances to really do something. He's just been given good field position, but is he all right?
It's all within your reach.
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is by renting trucks with automatic transmission. Because moving doesn't have to be an uphill battle. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
They are America's dreamers, builders, leaders. They are the future of America's companies and communities. They are students, teachers, machinists, programmers.
But we're more.
We're more.
1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year.
We're the men and women of the U.S. Army Reserve.
We're proud of what we do. And who we are.
You can join us in the Army Reserve.
As a full-time citizen serving part-time, you can train in one of almost 200 career fields, learn high-tech skills, and earn up to $25,100 toward a college degree while you're still in college. Serve part-time. Feel a pride that's full-time. Can you see yourself? This could be you. Call this number for more information. You'll receive a free brochure in the mail. There's no obligation.
No matter where you are in your life,
The Reserve can help you do better in life.
Call now.
Be all that you can be in the Army Reserve. How about it?
The Frankfurt quarterback, starting quarterback, Brad Brett's in his first pro start here in the World League, and he was just whacked on the side, and they've got the air cast being pumped up right now on his right side.
Boy, you hate to see that. You take a look here at the left of your screen, number 92, Josh Heinrich. He comes in, and he puts a hit on his knees after the ball was thrown. And you can see that he just buckles his knee and falls to the ground. And it's bent, he can't move. He sets up, he throws the pass, and at the very left of your screen, you're going to see his knee. See right there? Ooh.
Steve Pallor comes in, and Steve Pallor has struggled mightily. No touchdowns and 7 interceptions over the last 4 games. He began well. 34-year-old Steve Pallor, the former Dallas Cowboy, the former Kansas City Chief, trying to make a second go of it here in the World League, but all attention is on Brad Bretz, who is still being attended to on the field.
As you can see here, the last 4 games, 7 interceptions and 0 TDs, and that's basically what accounted for him to get the bench, and Brad Bretz get the start.
Brad Bretz, who did not accept a scholarship to play at Cal State Hayward, wanted to join his brother within driving distance for his family. He's had a couple tryouts, and what is a huge moment for him to start in a game of this magnitude with everything on this season riding on the line is a huge blow. A young man who wants to pursue a country music career may move to Nashville and pursue that if his NFL or World League chances don't pan out.
Ernie can't stand to see it happen to him either. You know, first quarter here, that's a tough break. And for Steve Pallor, I mean, isn't this the story of his career? He comes in as a starter, then he gets benched, and there's an injury, and he comes back, and he always ends up doing good in these situations.
Well, you played with him in Kansas City. And he inherits a 2nd down and 5 from midfield, and with the quick throw, he has a 1st down, and it's dropped at the 42-yard line, looking for Mario Bailey. 5'9" wide receiver out of Washington will bring up 3rd and long for Steve Pallor.
That's a 2nd drop pass we've seen. That's a very catchable ball. You know, you talk about this, and you can talk about that, and you talk about the coach's situation and the things, but the coaches aren't out there playing. And that's what Mike Bellamy told us. Hey, the coaches aren't making these mistakes, we are. And a very catchable ball like that should have been caught.
3rd and 6. 14-0. Barcelona in the white uniforms with the lead as Pallor sets up, hit, and brought down. Back at the 40-yard line, the blitz was coming on. All kinds of traffic in front. Diego Martos was in the vicinity. And finally, Ricky Sutton with his 2nd sack of the season.
Watch Ricky Sutton on the twist right here, number 98. The offensive guard, Tyrell Green, does not pick it up on the twist, and it's free right to the quarterback. And you've got to be able to pick up these stunts, or you're going to be sending your quarterbacks to the locker room every other play.
So Barcelona will get it back after fumbling, and here is a bad snap, and Ferry brings it upfield, knocked out of bounds at the 42, and gives Barcelona excellent field position. Barcelona had fumbled the ball to Frankfurt. Frankfurt can't capitalize, and now another mistake by Frankfurt.
Yeah, when things go bad for Frankfurt, they go bad, and they go bad for about 5 or 6 weeks now. It's been that way. There's a snap to Fury, and he has no time at all to get the punt off. He looks downfield for some room, but they just have to run out of bounds, and Chris Crooms was all over him trying to strip the ball. And not to take anything away from the anxiety and the emotion that Barcelona is playing with, but Frankfurt just seems to be in some kind of turmoil.
Which has been their story for the last 4 consecutive weeks. Right tackle moving, Chuck Bradley on the right side, another penalty thrown. We've had a ton of them here in the first quarter. We've got 4 minutes remaining in a 14-0 lead for Barcelona.
Start. Number 76 offense, 5 yards to a 1st down.
The early report from the Frankfurt locker room is that Brad Bretz has a sprained knee. He'll go to a local hospital for x-rays, and we'll try to update his situation when details become available. 1st down and 15. Charles Thompson gets the call, working his way to the 40, and a pickup of about 6 on the play.
And when Barcelona wants to run the ball, they need to go over 79 Louis Age and 62 Tom Robsock. They're 2 big guys. Louis Age is 6'7", 350 pounds. Tom Robsock is a big guy, and he's allocated by the NFL Raiders kind of out of the Steve Wisniewski mold. Hopefully he's not as dirty as Steve is, though, Kevin.
2nd down 9. Holcomb has it dropped on the near side by his receiver, Sammy Alalampi. He's played a lot of European football, and Holcomb was right on the money on that throw. Holcomb's a nice-looking Quarterback, he beat out Peter Tom Willis down at Tampa Bay, and they think that he is going to be a nice backup and might have a chance someday to start in the National Football League. Third and 9 from the 40-yard line of Frankfurt. Barcelona with the touchdown pass and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Holcomb again pressure, this time dumps it off, caught by Terry Wilburn. And the Tennessee Chattanooga 23-year-old running back takes it to about the 34 and remains about 3 yards shy of a first down. So a decision coming up for Barcelona. They've moved the ball when they've had it, but they've got it 4th down and 3.
Well, when it's 3rd and that long, you know, the defensive linemen know it's a pass. And they got good penetration that time, chased Holcomb out of the pocket. But downfield, they had good coverage. And he had to throw it out there to Wilburn to try to make something happen. But when you throw it out there, you have 9 yards to run after the catch. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to make it.
First punt tonight for Barcelona. Shane Edge, an allocated player from the Pittsburgh Steelers, who has had time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, will be punting off to Gary Harrell. They call him the Flea, and he is an allocated player from the New York Giants. An intentional delay of game to give Edge a little bit more room to kick.
Still 4th down.
Well, you know, they had a substitution problem there. Barcelona did, and Frankfurt did as well. And it's been the story of these two teams really all season long. I mean, it's mistakes and sloppy play. I mean, Barcelona's been penalized for 50 times this season, over 350 yards, and they just keep on throwing flags at them.
Edge now readies. Another low snap. And this one will go inside the 5 and be down inside the 5-yard line. In fact, it was touched by Frankfurt and recovered by Barcelona.
Stupid play.
Flag thrown back at the 37-yard line as Ernie Staudter continues to see his team dissipate right before his eyes. Jack Bicknell.
It would be our ball. Somebody make a call, for crying out loud.
It appeared to me that they were trying to down the ball, and Gary Harrell tried to slip in there amongst all the white jerseys and pick it up. But it went off his fingers, and I thought it was recovered by Barcelona.
Referees you see here are NFL hopefuls. A couple representing Europe, but most from America, and trying to make the supervisors of NFL referees, Jerry Seaman, feel they're worthy of a National Football League position when a position becomes available. So they, like these players, always on stage and in view.
An eligible man downfield on the kick, number 52. That penalty is declined. We also had a first touching by the kicking team prior to the recovery. Therefore, it reverts to the receiving team. First down at that point.
Penalty is on linebacker Ken Alexander of Barcelona, and Billy just cost his team an unbelievable opportunity.
See number 1, Gary Harrell there. He does the smart thing at first by standing on the 10-yard line. Then for some reason he thinks he can get a hold of it right there and doesn't. As recovered by Barcelona. And
we will re-kick.
That should be Barcelona's ball. He said because they were trying to down it and they touched it first.
The penalty occurred on the kick, so they will re-kick the ball. They will re-punt the ball, and a second consecutive penalty against Barcelona.
Well, they had a man leave early.
Yes.
Because they bobbled the ball back there on the snap.
Punt! Punt! Punt!
Bill, you've been over here 7 weeks. You've talked with the coaches. You've seen the players. You visited with the referees. And the one thing you've noticed is that the special teams for all of these teams do not take the precedence. A lot of players that normally don't play special teams have to in the World League.
Well, it's because of the small roster. You're right. A lot of guys have to go out there and play special teams that normally don't. And because of the small coaching staff. There's only 6 coaches on each squad. So they've got to take charge of all the positions on the field, offense and defense, do all the scouting for the next week coming up, and get the guys to practice.
Wait a minute, now why has he got first down? It's 4th down.
So the support staff that an Ernie Staudter may have here is nothing like he had with the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL.
And I really believe that is Barcelona's ball.
Shane Edge to punt once again. More time. And more room with which to work as Harrell lets it bounce inside the 5. It's a live ball and hit the pylon and finally picked up by Harrell, and they say it went in the end zone. But again, he did the same thing.
And Gary Harrell does it again. I mean, you do not do that, period. You plant your feet on the 10, and if the ball goes over your head, you fake the fair catch and let it drop behind you and let them cipher it out. You don't go in there in a mix of things and try to go after the ball.
1:37 remaining in the first quarter. Ernie Stautner has had a very difficult time keeping on top of all the injuries. The two biggest people he's lost, now a third today with the quarterback Reds, but Charles Hope and John Baker. Running back Bobby Phillips was leading the team in rushing when he went out. Steve Pallure. Play action on 1st and 10. Has the receiver on the near side. Incomplete on the near side for Jay Kearney. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Just underthrew Jay Kearney right there. Jay Kearney had to come back.
And more injuries. These players are at about 60%. Harold Seibert, Smith, Bellamy, and Chris Hall. All with a variety of injuries, along with, you can see, Doggett, Collins, Patton, Byers, Kerr, Messler. And now we just get word that Brad Brett's, Ernie Stautner's starter tonight, torn ligaments in his right knee. Out for the rest of the year. 2nd down and 10 for Steve Pallure, replacing Brett's. And a nice knockdown by Michael Wright on the right quarterback, the veteran from Washington State.
Yeah, that was a nice break on the ball by Michael Wright. It was an out pattern to the sidelines, and he's timed it just perfectly so he could step in front of the ball and bat it away. Mario Bailey wasn't real happy about all the pushing on there. He thought that Michael Wright had his hands on him, so you heard them jawing a little bit there.
3rd down and 10 from the 20 for Steve Pallure with pretty good time. And the first down throw is caught. Gary Harrell has it. The flea and the New York Giant maneuvering the ball to the 32-yard line, and the biggest play offensively of the day for Steve Pallure.
Well, you notice one thing about Steve Pallure in the pocket. I mean, he's very calm. I mean, he takes a snap, he sets up real nice, and he feels the pocket closing down around him, but he just stands in there nice and tight. He finds Gary Harrell just past the first down marker. Now, that's a plus for the Frankfurt Galaxy. I mean, they needed that first down. They needed to get things going, and everything worked for him there.
And that will conclude the first quarter, but Barcelona has taken advantage of a turnover by Frankfurt, returned for a touchdown from Chris Cruz, and then a long touchdown pass. Barcelona 14-0 at the end of 1 from Frankfurt.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess who looked a lot like you. And she had a magic wand, too.
Action Lane remembers the old porch gliders, but ours have comfortable padding and a unique gliding mechanism for a smoother, gentler ride indoors.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess who your grandpa used to say looked just like me.
Introducing the new glider recliner from Action Lane. Call 1-800-700-1233 for your local dealer and a free buyer's guide.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Cents rate isn't always a dime. It could be a quarter or 65 cents on calls to Canada.
Oh.
Try AT&T True Reach Savings. On average, most people can save more than with Sprint Cents when they spend $25 a month on calls in the U.S. Plus, you'll always save more on calls to Canada.
Wow, I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Finding oneself alone in this world can be terrifying.
Poor thing, you must have fallen out. I knew I must return him to his family to ensure he's consumed at optimum freshness.
I don't see him, do you?
Excuse me, he's lost.
Lost beer coming through.
See him? We'll find him any minute. I can feel it. Excuse me. Don't give up.
Hey, who's missing a bottle? We got a lost bottle here.
Budweiser. Brewery fresh taste. Strictly enforced.
Don't worry, little fella. We'll fight him.
In the next Back Chat, we offer up our own presidential candidate.
We also make nice to our Canadian cousins.
And guess what? A viewer visits. It's Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. On the next Back Chat. Good to see you. That's Back Chat, Sunday 4, 3 Central. On Friday's Personal FX, we learned all about classic car care. On Monday, Io Haynes.
I'm going to Omaha, Nebraska to look at popcorn tins.
All that and more coming up on Monday's Personal FX.
now Budweiser presents World League of American Football Fact. Today's matchup between Frankfurt and Barcelona marks the 7th time these teams have met in World League competition. That's second only to London and Barcelona. Hey, World League, this Bud's for you.
Willkommen. Second quarter play at Frankfurter Waldstadion. Built back in the late 20s, housing World League of American Football. We begin the second quarter with Barcelona on top, 14-0. And Steve Pallur, the ex-Cowboy in chief, with the first down and 10. And a strike brought down by Mario Bailey. And then coughed up. They're going to mark him down. They say he catches it at the 40-yard line. And another good throw of 8 yards on the strike from quarterback Steve Pallur.
Mario Bailey does a nice job taking it up and right to the sidelines. He slams on the brake. He had double coverage right there with 22 Mike Middleton and 20 Michael Wright. He does a nice job of finding the opening. Sits down there, and Steve Pallur puts a nice ball to him.
And Pallur, it appears, Bill, gaining confidence as he replaces the injured Brad Betts. On second down and 10, it's a handoff, and it goes to Ingo Seibert, and that comes up almost empty-handed. So an incompletion on the first play, and not much on the second play, and a flag thrown on that second play from scrimmage at the 30-yard line.
It was a nice job of giant Josh Heinrich, left end, of holding up that corner.
Face mask, 5 yards, defense, still second down.
So instead of second down and 10, it'll make it second down and about 5. Twelve penalties in a little more than 1 quarter. Second down for Steve Pallur, and the throw to the near side, caught. Wes Bender, and he's out to the 40, spinning at the 41, and a couple yards shy of a first down. They like to go to Bender, who's tried out with both Kansas City and the Raiders in Los Angeles and in Oakland.
Well, say what you want about Steve Pallur, but one thing he has grown accustomed to is taking a hit. Right there, Vince Stewart, number 94, put a heck of a hit on him. And Steve, what's he going to do? He has to deliver the ball. And he throws it out there and knows he's going to get whacked. Stewart, I mean, he just knows that's coming. That's a tough guy, and he's been taking shots like that the better part of his career.
Third down and 2, and a first down pass completion to Jay Kearney. He's out to the 45-yard line, and Pallur continues to pick up momentum. His team is down 14-0.
Yeah, well, if you know, Ernie says he needs a leader. You want to look to a leader. Look to a guy like Steve Pallur. It might not be a verbal leader, but a guy that's in there and he knows he's going to take punishment every time he's in the pocket. Is doing a fine job of getting the ball to his receivers.
And he's got something to prove, because Bill, last couple of games, he has absolutely been horrible.
Well, hey, you're going to be horrible when you're getting whacked all the time and no pass protection up front.
First down and 10 from the 44-yard line for Steve Pallur. Hand off to Seibert, and whistles blew. May have been a delay of game before it was even snapped.
Yeah, and that's a 13th penalty of right here early in the second quarter. I mean, sloppy play. Sloppy play. You can't have this kind of play when you're in a playoff game.
Prior to the snap, with a false start, number 1 offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Interestingly enough, most of this league and most of the season, Bill, has been very clean. There have not been a great many penalties, and we've seen exceptional clean play, mistake-free play by so many teams.
You know, I can tell you this is probably the hottest game these teams have ever played in. So maybe it's taking a little toll on them mentally out there, Kevin.
That only makes it first down and 15 yards to go. Back at the 39 is Steve Pallur, surveys the 43 defense with a little play action, trying to catch those linebackers and going deep. And he overthrows his intended receiver, Mike Bellamy, who had coverage applied on the play by Chris Crooms.
Well, you know, they like to air the ball out a lot. There's Mike Bellamy, number 84, at the bottom of your screen. Little stutter step there and go. He takes it. He takes off towards the post, and he has the safety beat. He can come inside, but Steve Pallur just throws it a little bit too far on him that time.
14-0. team in white, the Barcelona Dragons on top. Second consecutive play action, and he gets out of the grasp of oncoming rusher Josh Heinrich, and Pallur on the run and out of bounds near the 45. Just what you said moments ago, he has that feel around the pocket.
I mean, here's a gutsy guy. I mean, come on, team. I mean, what does it take? He doesn't have to yell at you to be a leader. Look at what this guy's trying to do. He's trying to put you guys in a position to win. And you guys are just letting anybody come at him. There's Josh Heinrich, has him wrapped up, and Steve avoids him. Steps out, and he's trying to make something happen. He picks up a couple yards, and you've got to block for him. I mean, Josh Heinrich came, and it was going to blindside him right there. I mean, who's your next quarterback? Retz is gone, so now you're going to have to go to Jerry Colt with him.
Third down and 9 for Steve Pallur, moving up nicely. Has to get to the 45, and he slides to the 44 with the first down. And he knew exactly how much yardage to get as he scrambles up the field.
Well, you know, if you can't get a running game going by your running backs, take it on your own. Steve Pallur sets up in the pocket, doesn't see anybody, but he does see an open middle of the field. There he takes it straight up and knows where the first down marker is. And most quarterbacks, Kevin, when they get in the middle of the field around those linebackers, know exactly where to go down.
Frankfurt on their 5th possession of the night. 3 punts and a fumble previously. This is their best-looking drive of the evening. Now at the 44 of Barcelona. 1st and 10. Quick play action again. And this time another strike. And Jay Kearney is the one to grab it, or do they call him down? He made the catch at the 31-yard line. And another first down with a gain of 12 on quarterback Steve Pallur. Oh, now they've wiped it away. Wiped it away.
You know, you got to make the catch. Steve Pallur puts the ball there. And what it does is it hits Jay Kearney's knees. He's going down to get it. Steve put the ball in a position where only Kearney could get it, but he had to go down to get it. And when he did, his knee came up between his arms and the ball had popped out.
A lot of play action, Bill. That surprised you with what we've seen from Frankfurt's offense tonight?
Yeah, you can't run play action unless you get the running game going.
Timeout, Frankfurt. The first guard, Stevie.
Frankfurt is on the move, and their quarterback is Steve Pallur. They trail by 2 touchdowns.
Hi, I'm Emmett, and I'm a cowboy. This is my hat. These are my boots. These are my horses. This is where they graze. And this is my ranch. No matter whose brand is on the front gate. This is my territory. This is my zone. This is my planet.
I don't care what you have to do to catch the ball. Imagine it's the thing you want most in this world. Just catch it!
It all comes down to this play. What? He stopped at the 5-yard line?
A&W root beer. When you want one, you want one.
For drama and romance, Picket Fences really hits the mark.
Officer down.
Picket Fences on FX.
Hey, if you enjoy the company of animals, then you'll enjoy the pet department on FX.
What? Jungle inside the house.
Every day, you'll learn something about pets that might surprise you.
That's a bone.
And see something you might not expect.
Whoa.
We cover everything about pets you've ever thought of.
Do dogs dream?
And a lot of things you never would have thought of.
Look, I've been practicing. Are you ready?
It's a pet show filled with stuff you'll actually be interested in.
And just the right amount of fluff.
The Pet Department. Weekdays at 3, 2 Central, only on FX.
Does it make you a man to throw out your hand, to slap, to push, to beat, to hurt a woman in any kind of way? And if you think it's okay because daddy handles mommy that way, or because friend Dick handles friend Jane that way, or because actor A handles actress B that way, well, man to maybe man, I'm here to say, don't go that way. Because to throw out your hand doesn't make you a man.
If you need to talk to someone about not hitting a woman, phone 303-839-1852.
Stop the anger and neighborhood destruction. Take a stand.
Now Caballero, Cowboy Jack Bicknell on the sideline. His Barcelona Dragons on top 14-0.
42. Is this a national down?
10-11 remaining in the second quarter. Frankfurt Best looking drive of the night. Steve Pallure is the quarterback. 2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Pallure hitting his receiver, Mike Bellamy, on the side, out of bounds at the 38, and picks up a nice gain of about 7.5 yards.
You know, that's what Steve has to do. And Steve, you see, is composure. I mean, this guy's been through a lot in his career. Nothing can bother him. He sets up in the pocket nice, and he knows right away what they're giving him from the defense. So he sees Bellamy in a flat, and he throws the ball to him.
Then what's the knock on Pallure? Why hasn't he succeeded so far this year?
Right. When they went 0-4 is because your offensive line wasn't blocking for him.
3rd and 3 from the 37-yard line. And they give it to Seibert, and he busts over the right side and picks up the 1st down as they keep it going to the 33-yard line of Barcelona.
Well, early on in the season, their success was because they could run the ball. Watch number 20, the fullback, Wes Bender. See the nice hit he puts on Eric Naposki? That opens up the hole for him. And that's what they were doing early on when they went 4-0 to start off the season and were the team to beat. They scored 137 points in the first 4 weeks, Kev. And everybody had these guys as a lock for the World Bowl. Then it went into a tailspin.
1st down and 10. Frankfurt at the 33 of Barcelona. And Pallure again throwing to the left side and again finds Wes Bender out of the backfield and a gain of 3 to the 30-yard line before he is cracked by Eric Naposki, linebacker from UConn.
Yeah, and Frankfurt's starting to get everybody involved in the offense now. Are you noticing this? They're getting a little running game going with Seibert. They're hitting the receivers outside. They're throwing the ball to the back Bender. I mean, this looks like the stuff they did early on when they had success.
2nd down 6 from the 30-yard line. More play action by Pallure, but not faking out Demetrius Edwards, who makes the sack, his 2nd of the season.
And that looks like the stuff they did when they went 0-4. And it's because of the line up front. Watch Demetrius Edwards right here, number 93, go right by Terrell Green. I mean, you're man-to-man, he's right over on top of you. How can you get beat like that? That's like a revolving door.
Approaching 8 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. Pallure faced with a 3rd and 12. Pushed back to the 35 of Barcelona. From the shotgun, he's hit as he throws, and he goes into the end zone. Caught for a touchdown! Mario Bailey.
And that has got these Frankfurt Galaxy fans on their feet and fired up.
And with the receiver double-teamed, Pallure had to throw that absolutely perfect and in the back of the end zone, Bill. Most of his end zone had run out.
The receiver never had to break stride. That was the beautiful thing about that.
Ralph Kleinman will be trying the extra point, which is perfect, in a new game now in Frankfurt. With 8:02 remaining in the 1st half, Mario Bailey gets a long touchdown pass from Steve Pallure, and it's a 14-7 Dragon lead.
When my allergies became a problem, I thought a prescription was the answer. So I went to an allergist. Instead, he recommends Dimetapp Extend tabs. I was amazed. Said an allergy study showed its antihistamine is even more effective than Seldane, a leading prescription. Ask your doctor. Dimetapp relieved my sneezing, runny nose, and didn't make me as drowsy as Benadryl. It really works.
Doctors say Dimetapp for good reason. And for allergies with sinus pain, try Dimetapp Allergy Sinus.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what should I be? Shall I be handsome? Shall I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera.
Just because your dreams have been crushed doesn't mean your boys have to be. 100% cotton, cut for comfort. Fruit of the Loom. Really, really comfortable underwear.
There is a phenomenon called narratum verbatim. Narratum verbatim occurs when a child views a movie 600 or 700 times in the course of a week.
What's up, little pup?
He or she will recite the movie in its entirety.
What's up, little pup?
Endlessly.
What's up, little pup?
You can't prevent narratum verbatim, but you can visit the huge children's section at Blockbuster Video.
What's up, little pup?
Bringing home extras and varying them frequently is your only chance of avoiding
What's up, little pup?
the potential side effects. Make it a Blockbuster night.
Look, you have got to go to Office Depot and see for yourself. Office Depot has the best selection.
I buzz in, I get what I want, and I'm gone.
Either call or fax your order in. You can have delivery the very next day. Office Depot has a great catalog with everything from A to Z. Office Depot, the best.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
There you get a look at Mario Bailey, who led the World League last year with 7 touchdown catches, makes his 2nd touchdown catch this year, both ironically enough against Barcelona. And Pallur, replacing the starter Brad Bretz with a perfect pass and a good-looking drive, has brought Frankfurt back in a must-win for both teams. And the ensuing kickoff goes to Marvin Marshall, who is whacked hard at the 16-yard line. Butler was there coming down for the Galaxy.
And a little excitement in this Frankfurt Galaxy. One touchdown will do that to you. Steve Pallur's favorite deep receiver is Mario Bailey, and it has been all year. And right here, he sees the mismatch. Mario Bailey is matched up on Ousmane Barry. And he just beats the French national player on a straight post pass. Fine, beautiful ball, and great awareness on the part of Pallur on seeing that mismatch.
Now how does Barcelona respond? Leading 14-0. Their lead is cut in half now to just a 7-point lead from the 18, and a sack. Brought down at the 12-yard line. A big sack put in by Ron Wolfel, his first of the year.
15 yards as he runs it.
Well, actually, that's Ronnie's second. He fell into one last week as well. And you know, like I said, what a new Frankfurt team. This was a team that was walking off the field here in the first quarter with their head down. They scored a touchdown, a juiced-up kickoff coverage, and now in the first defensive play, Ronnie Wolfel around the corner for the big hit.
Lost back to the 12. 2nd down and 16 with the crowd in a frenzy here as the handoff goes to Terry Wilburn from Tennessee Chattanooga, and he can only dance for about a half yard, and that's it. Now it's 3rd and long, and Jack Bicknell needs to talk to his quarterback.
And the Frankfurt Galaxy fans have been on their feet ever since the touchdown, and they don't want to sit down. I mean, they are just loving this, and they're really the 12th man out there right now because they've got the whole Galaxy team jacked up.
The winner of this game stays alive in the playoff race to take on the Scottish Claymores in the World Bowl in 2 weeks. So this is like a playoff game. And this is like a big play, a 3rd and 16 for Holcomb with plenty of time. He needs to get to the 28. He breaks a tackle. He's on the run with the first down out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Nice coverage on Frankfurt's defensive backs. And the pocket closed around Kelly Holcomb. And Kelly Holcomb pulls the ball down and scrambles. You know, he sees nobody's around him. He's looking to make something happen. Says, hey, everybody's covered. And Bernard Carter, the linebacker, would like to have that play over again. Because as Holcomb came out of the pocket and started scrambling, Bernard Carter started laying a line on him, but just missed him.
So Holcomb gives him some breathing room back to the 33. And on 1st and 10, it's a quick handoff. And breaking tackles is Wilburn, who is replacing Charles Thompson. They can't bring him down. He gains about 9 yards, running over 3 different Frankfurt tacklers.
Wow. Wow. A big wow for number 26, Terry Wilburn. He does this all on his own. There's 4 guys. He should have been tackled there. And then again by 99, Frank Messner. And right here by Johnny Dixon, and he just keeps his feet churning and plugs his way up there for a first down. I think he did run over 9 of the 11 Frankfurt players.
2nd down, the length of the football. From the 43. Barcelona, the team with the ball, leading by 7. Holcomb going to the air with short yardage to get, and the pass incomplete at the 48. Trapped down the near side by Marvin Marshall, number 1. So that brings up 31. Really, that is not that bad a play.
Well, who Holcomb was looking for was Demetrius Davis, his tight end. But Bernard Carter, number 50, has a lock on him. Look at him. He has them all tied up, and he won't let him go and drags him down. That should have been a penalty. But hey, in the NFL, it happens all the time. You got to find a way to get off that.
Couple tight ends, and Holcomb wisely calls a timeout. The play clock was down to 2 seconds, and he calls time. This drive is too important, Bill, especially in fact that Frankfurt just scored and Barcelona is trying to stop the wave of emotion and momentum that the Galaxy has been showing. And let's listen in with the quarterback, Holcomb, and the coach, Bicknell.
How bad is it to hear?
Pretty bad.
Huh?
Pretty
Tell
bad.
the official that you're really starting to have some problems, and what the heck's going on? I mean, just talk to the guy. I don't want you to, because they'll get these people going loud. You know?
Hey, Jack's been around. He knows.
Seminole right.
He knows.
4 stretch. Seminole right, 4 stretch.
Sounds like a passing play.
It sure is. They're going to stretch the field, and that's what they need to do when you're... Oh, I'm sorry. It's 3rd and 1.
Okay.
Well, what Holcomb and Jackson know we're talking about was the fan noise.
3rd down in the yard from the 42. They've got Garau, number 30, in motion. The handoff with a hurdling move for a 1st down. And a great run on the play by Terry Wilburn, who has been the star on this drive so far. A big 9-yard gain, then a hurdling move to get the 1st down.
Well, that's a nice job up front by the guys up there. Demetrius Davis, the tight end. It was a stretch play, and they stretch it out off the tackle on tight end. Demetrius Davis paid back Carter on that play by taking him out of the play.
Now they've got a couple tight ends, the 2 wide receivers, the lone back on 1st and 10 for Kelly Holcomb, leading 14-7. He's at the 48-yard line, and it's a handoff, and it goes to Wilburn. And he maneuvers by midfield into the 47-yard line, and a gain of 4 on 1st down. Tackle made by Johnny Dixon.
As Barcelona starts to get their ground game going.
Beaver right. 960 Y out. Beaver right, 960 Y out.
Okay, what that is going to be a play to the tight end. And the Beaver right is, there's going to be 2 receivers split out to the right. And the Y option is the wide receiver, Demetrius Davis. He's on the left. He's going to run an option off of the linebacker. Let's see if Kelly Holcomb can connect.
2nd down from the 47. Holcomb with pretty good time, and the throw at the leaping catch, and a gain to the 41. And close to a 1st down, hauled down across the way by Bryce Burnett, number 89.
Well, Bryce Burnett was the tight end on that play, and he was number 89. There he is, coming back into the huddle, and it was a Y option, and he has an option on which way he's going to go. Wherever he sees the linebacker sit, he can either go out or in, and that time he chose to go out, and Kelly Holcomb waited until he got open.
And you like these tight ends, Burnett and Davis?
Well, I'm not the only one that like him. Kelly Holcomb likes him a lot too. I mean, they lead the team in receptions, and they both have over 300 yards.
Barcelona trying to answer the long touchdown pass from Frankfurt moments ago with a good-looking drive of their own. Frankfurt moved 16 plays and over 80 yards, and Barcelona has responded with the ball on a 1st down at the 40-yard line. There you see Lewis Age being helped off the field, a one-time draftee of the Chicago Bears, and the winner of this game stays alive in the sweepstakes for the '96 World Bowl, which we played in Edinburgh, Scotland. In 2 weeks, Sunday, June 23rd, it will be seen worldwide and in the U.S. on the Fox television network. The Scottish Claymores, 6-2 entering this weekend, will take on either Amsterdam, Frankfurt, or Barcelona. And on 1st down and 10, Terry Wilburn takes it inside the 35, working his way for a gain of 7 to the 32.
Well, we talked about Barcelona starting to get their run game going, and Wilburn seems to be the success to it.
Wilburn, 210 pounds. Probably as good a pass-catching running back, Bill, that you'll find He has 17 catches, but he has run the ball so well here tonight. 2nd and 2. Wilburn again. The first down and then some, diving by the 30 and works his way to the 29, and the first half clock is down to 2:10 and running.
Well, sometimes you, as a defensive lineman, you can take yourself out of the play. And that's what number 59 does right here. Ronnie Woolfolk, he gets upfield. You see him to the top of your screen. And that opens up the big hole there for Terry Wilburn.
So Frankfurt just goes in a long touchdown pass. Barcelona coming right back, and they still hold on to a 7.
I don't see him. I think we're safe.
Of course we're safe. We're in my Subaru Outback.
I know the world's first sport utility wagon.
This beauty's got dual airbags, full-time all-wheel drive, and a small stable in the town that a blazer.
What else you got?
Better braking than an Explorer. That's my Subaru Outback. The world's first sport utility wagon.
Lost and found, hooking up the planet one reunion at a time. Because all the people we've cared for in the past don't have to stay there. Lost and Found, weekends at 8, 7 Central, only on FX.
Here on FX, we've planted a seed.
So you can learn what you need to know about the things that grow.
Watch Garden Variety on FX, your home guide to the world of gardening.
Made easy.
Jeff Probst is your host.
I'll ask what, when, and how to plant.
And Cassandra Dans is our FX gardening guru.
I'll teach you how you can nurture nature.
Plus a whole bunch of down and dirty gardening tips.
Just let's try to be a little sophisticated.
Garden Variety, weekdays at 3:30, 2:30 Central, only on FX.
It'll grow on you.
On FXM, Movies from Fox. This June, every Friday in drama, it's the FXM Spotlight, celebrating the film career of Richard Widmark.
Once and for all, we've got to show him.
He was a dark hero, dangerous, cocky, a wise guy with a killer smile. 4 riveting Fox dramas, 4 signature Widmark performances. The FXM Spotlight is on. Call your cable operator about this new movie network today.
In the backfield, I know. What are you going to look at?
2-minute warning, first half. Barcelona by 7.
I ran on the blitz and then just, I know. You go in to where the back is. You don't run 15 yards by him. You got to look what's happening in there. You close your eyes. You think you close your eyes and go in there? No, I didn't. I mean, you didn't. You just went right by. You didn't even look and see what the heck was going on.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Ernie Stodner is very upset about. There's one back in the backfield. He said, hey, you know, you got to know where he's at. And that time, everybody just shot upfield and made a big opening. Terry Wilburn picked up a first down.
2-minute warning. Barcelona with the ball and with the lead on top, 14-7. Kelly Holcomb, their quarterback, the second highest rated World League quarterback this year. Everybody moving, and they blow the flags. They blow the whistles and blow the flags as Holcomb had about everybody moving except himself.
In the 76 offense, 5 yards, first down.
76 is Fritz Fakir.
Well, they could have called it on several players because what happened there is the center didn't snap the ball, Bob Meeks. Everybody went off, and he didn't have the snap count down because they've had to change because Lewis Age came out of the game and Joe Garton came in, so they had to move Tom Robsack, the guard, over to tackle. So everything's confused in there, and they didn't get the snap off.
A lot of penalties in this game, especially in the first quarter where there were 12. It has settled down a bit here in the second quarter. 1st and 15 with the penalty here. Holcomb outside. The pass is caught on the wing. Marvin Marshall out of South Carolina State maneuvers to the 28. And he picks up 7 yards.
You know, Kev, back to what we were talking about. We saw Ernie on the sidelines. You know, he's talking to the defensive lineman, and he knows a little something about defensive play. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a player. And then he coached the legendary Doomsday defense in all their Super Bowls down in Dallas. So when he talks defense, the guy should listen.
5 Super Bowls. He won 2 down in Dallas. He has seen a lot. 2nd down and 9. Holcomb in traffic, gets it out, dumps it on the wing, caught by Davis, but not much there because it was closed by Johnny Dixon, number 42 for Frankfurt.
Watch Demetrius Davis, number 88. He sees the zone, and he stops, and he goes back so that Kelly Holcomb can find him. But what he doesn't see is Johnny Dixon closing on him. Johnny Dixon was sitting back there, and as a safety sometime, you could get in a situation where you're playing like a center fielder, and you just read the quarterback. And he saw the quarterback looking for the tight end, and he was there to greet him.
Third down. Holcomb through the hands of Davis and incomplete at the 16-yard line. We had a chance at it, too. Now it is fourth down.
Well, you know what I would say to that? As I would say, take the gloves off. Because when you see the gloves on and you see your receiver drop the ball, that's the first thing people say. Take the gloves off. And I'm sure they're a little wet out there, too, with some of the heat and humidity. I've worn those gloves, and they get all sweaty. They're leather, and they get soaking wet, and they're real slick.
Scott Zerady will be trying a field goal. 47 yards. His longest has been 47 twice, but he has missed 2 of his last 4 attempts. And now it is 3 of 5. So Zerady missing. Wide right. He has missed 3 of his last 5, and that time he had a chance to put his team up just before halftime. So the defense of Frankfurt, Bill Moss holds, and they've got a little bit of time with which to work for their offense as we wind down the first half.
Yeah, that was a nice job defensively. You know, they gave up some ground, Kev. You know, Barcelona was trying to get their running game going, and they gave up a little bit, but they kind of played a bend and don't break there. They closed in and stifled them right around the scoring zone. And that's important. And when you get in scoring zone, you know, you don't like to come away with 3, but you'll take it if you can get it. And for Barcelona, you want to come away there with 3, and they didn't.
So now Steve Pallur, who threw a long touchdown pass the last time out, replacing the injured Brad Bretz in the shotgun. First down and 10. From the 37, connects on the near side. Caught by Mario Bailey, who caught the touchdown pass. And Bailey skims his way to the 47, stopping the clock at 57 seconds in the first half.
Super Mario Bailey. You know that little Nintendo game, Mario Brothers? That's Super Mario Bailey. And it's Steve Pallur's favorite receiver, and they had a bunch of success early in the year. And see Steve right there, he never takes his eyes off Mario Bailey. And Bailey has good awareness because he knows where Michael White is situated so that he can make a spin on him and pick up a few more yards.
First down and 10. Pallur down by 7, maneuvers out of the pocket. He has to get upfield to the 37. And he's out of bounds at about the 40.
Well, the last 2 plays, they did the smart thing, and that is get out of bounds. So Steve didn't have to get up there to make the first down, but what he did do is stop the clock. And they have 49 seconds left, and they're at about the 40-yard line. So they're going to have a few shots here to try to make something happen.
Frankfurt with 3 timeouts remaining in the first half. Barcelona's got 2. With second down, 3 to go. They need to get to the 37. Once again in the shotgun, and 4 wide receivers deployed, and a low snap to Pallur, who is hit as he threw, and he has an open receiver, and it's incomplete. A little bit high on the near side for Mike Bellamy.
Well, right there, Steve Pallur probably got a little bit excited when he saw Mike Bellamy beat Chris Crooms on the coverage. There was a breakdown in coverage right there, and Bellamy just shot right past 25 Chris Crooms, the strong safety. Steve got a little anxious saying, I can't believe he's that open. Something's wrong here, and he overthrew him.
3rd and 3 from the Barcelona 40. Pallur again. Little wobbly on a pass, looking downfield for Bailey. No flag. It'll be 4th and 3, and Pallur a little off. There's a lot of great coverage, though, downfield by the Barcelona Dragons.
Well, there's some nice coverage downfield. They brought an extra rusher that time. And Steve felt a little pressure around him and didn't get that nice of a ball off, actually. But it's a good thing that ball was dropped because it very well could have been picked off by Chris Crooms.
Now, in the NFL, you can bring as many defenders at the quarterback as you want. What about over here?
Well, they have a limit of 6, and it has to be distributed evenly, 3 each side.
4th and 3, and again another low snap to Pallur, who throws a pass caught for a first down. Kearney to, incomplete. They say he dropped it. They say he dropped it at the 36-yard line. Let's take another look.
Kearney can't believe it. He's looking there saying, I can't believe it. That was a caught ball, and it came loose. The ground forced it loose. That's a catch.
The ground cannot cause a fumble.
And Ernie's letting the umpire know about it.
The ground cannot cause a fumble. Come on. The ground cannot cause a fumble.
You guys want to make it with me? You guys don't have a chance to make it. I fucking failed.
That was a terrible call, and Ernie has a right to be mad there. They're driving down and have a chance to get 3 points before halftime and have to turn the ball over.
33 seconds.
Jack Bicknell, who you just saw, dodges the bullet. First down and 10. Barcelona with it and the lead. Just before the half is Holcomb in traffic, trips over his own offensive lineman, got back up, and is brought back down at the 27-yard line. So a defense which has been struggling for Frankfurt showing new life here in the first half in a game that will tell who will go on to the playoffs.
You see Frankfurt starting to come together a little bit here. I mean, look at the rush these guys put on. The pocket closes down quick, and there's a bunch of purple shirts back there. And if you're going to try to get up, we're going to send some more guys after you to make sure you stay down.
A 40-second timeout.
I mean, they're playing inspired right now. They feel like they got robbed out of 3 points at least.
Not working now? Okay, Beaver left, draw right. Beaver left, draw right. Hey, the thing's not working.
Again, the Beaver left is where they put the slot receiver.
Dick,
so you're going to have 2 receivers on the left side of the field, and they're going to have a draw play, probably to Wilburn, since he's the one that's having all the success. You know, and that's what you try to do when you have the dogs coming after you like that, when you have that defensive line rushing upfield that hard, let them run right by you and send the draw up the middle. Let's watch Terry Wilburn here.
Kelly Holcomb, second down and 22 with 26 seconds remaining before the end of the first half. 14-7, Barcelona with the ball. There's an offside. It's called on Frankfurt. Wilburn will be the ball carrier. He's up to the 32 and brought down there. Now 21 seconds remain in the first half.
We have offsides. Defense, number 59, 5 yards, still second down.
Ron Woolfolk, left end.
As he checks out of the game, too, and that's some things that coaches can't tolerate. They don't like defensive linemen to jump off sides. Believe me, Kevin.
Yeah, you should know.
I remember one time, John Makovic made us write, the defensive linemen, 500 times each, I will not jump off sides. That's how many penalties we had.
And did it help?
No, Mike Bell went out and jumped off sides next week, first play.
Second down. Wilburn again, big chunks of yards, 8 to be exact, to the 42-yard line, clock at 13 seconds, and they will let it run down in a first half marred by penalties. The starting quarterback by Frankfurt is gone. Steve Pallor has come in and breathed new life into the Frankfurt Galaxy. The winner stays alive in the playoff race as Jack Bicknell and his Dragons go to halftime on top, 14-7.
Gear up for a World League battle on FX. Tomorrow, the London Monarchs try to stay alive against the colossal Scottish Claymores. It's the World League of American Football. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. 9 Central on FX.
In the next back chat, we offer up our own presidential candidate.
We also make nice to our Canadian cousins.
And guess what? A viewer visits. It's Jennifer.
Oh,
hi, Jennifer. On the next back chat. Good to see you. That's back chat. Sunday 4, 3 Central.
With Ryder, you can drive off with great rates. So whether it's cross-town or cross-country, don't make a move without calling Ryder first. Call 1-800-GO-RYDER.
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot is bigger and better than ever. With more brand name office supplies than ever before. With more superstores nationwide. More top-brand business machines and computers. More software titles and computer accessories. More office supplies and furniture at guaranteed low prices nobody can beat.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
They are America's dreamers, builders, leaders. They are the future of America's companies and communities. They are students, teachers, machinists, programmers.
But we're more.
We're more.
1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year.
We're the men and women of the U.S. Army Reserve.
We're proud of what we do. And who we are.
You can join us in the Army Reserve.
As a full-time citizen serving part-time, you can train in one of almost 200 career fields, learn high-tech skills, and earn up to $25,100 toward a college degree while you're still in college. Serve part-time. Feel a pride that's full-time. Can you see yourself? This could be you. Call this number for more information. You'll receive a free brochure in the mail. There's no obligation.
No matter where you are in your life,
The Reserve can help you do better in life.
Call now.
Be all that you can be in the Army Reserve. How about it?
Today's halftime highlights are brought to you by Ryder. We're there when you need us.
Welcome back to halftime. As season number 4 of the World League heads down the home stretch, one thing is certain. It has been a season of outstanding individual performances. While football is a team sport, it is the opposing star players on both sides of the ball that keep head coaches up late. And in mind, we polled the coaches of the league to determine whom they consider the most dangerous players. On offense, checking in at number 3 is Amsterdam quarterback Will Fuhr. The league's top-rated passer, Fuhr has thrown for more yards and more touchdowns than any other quarterback. His 176 rushing yards rank 8th in the league, confirming his status as a dual threat. The number 2 vote-getter on offense is Claymore wide receiver Sean LaChapelle. As Steve Matthews' primary target, LaChapelle has racked up a 890-yard receiving season, by far the most in the league, putting him on a pace to smash the league's single-season record. Rhine-Fire tight end Byron Chamberlain wins this year's coaches poll for the most dangerous offensive player. Allocated by the NFL's Denver Broncos, Chamberlain's 54 catches are 10 more than his nearest competitor. His 7 touchdowns tie him for the league lead with LaChapelle. The number 3 vote-getter on defense is Monarchs and Jerry Drake. As key man on London's goal rush line, Drake has 6 sacks, tying him for the league lead. Finishing second on defense is Frankfurt defensive end John Baker. Though an injury in Week 7 sidelined him for the season, he still shares the league lead in sacks with Drake and London's Forrest Morris. Scottish Claymore's tackle Ty Parton wins this year's coaches poll as the most dangerous defensive player. Parton has been all that Claymores had hoped he would be when they made him the number 1 selection in this year's World League draft. He controls the line of scrimmage, anchoring a defense that has given up the fewest points in the league this season.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
I was just auditioning different companies.
And I thought, well, gosh, maybe I'll try it and just see. And I'm disappointed. I miss AT&T. AT&T misses you, too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes, just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more.
Keep hitting.
Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings.
Whoa, what's that?
Well, spend $25 a month, and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S.
I think it's right on the money.
And you're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill. AT&T calling card calls, AT&T cellular long distance, collect calls you receive, even fax and modem calls. Pretty comprehensive, huh?
That's what I like about it.
Does it cost anything to sign up?
Nope, doesn't cost a thing.
Could you please be more enthusiastic?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE. So, have I convinced you yet?
I like what I see, but I kind of want to see more.
Yeah, I'd like to see what I'm saving.
I want something that I can easily read, see where my savings are, and go, yes, I'm getting a good deal.
You got it. AT&T puts your savings right on your phone bill.
She could show it to me. She goes, look how much money I saved.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? You're backed by AT&T's world-class customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
Call that number to switch now, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think it sounds great.
Especially with 100 free minutes, that sounds wonderful.
25% across the board.
And I know that the service is there. Can't get any better than that.
Well,
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
It's all within your reach.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Welcome back to halftime. Although he was born with the mild form of cerebral palsy, Doug Blevins has not let that stop him from making his living in pro football. Recently, we caught up with the World League's kicking coordinator.
Always my goal to get into professional football. And I realized early on in high school that since I would never play a down in my entire life, that I would have to develop a specialty. And what happened was we had a very good high school team where I was, but our kicking game was very, very questionable. But nobody knew why. I mean, nobody knew why it was bad. So I contacted Ben Agajanian, who was the kicking coach of the Dallas Cowboys then, wrote him a letter and explained to him my situation, and I was interested in learning more about it. And he kind of took me under his wing, so to speak, sent me a bunch of material, books, film, information on camps to go to, and I began to study it. And I began to apply my own things, once I began to learn the techniques and mechanics, and one thing led to the other, and then 17 years later, here I am.
Where he is now is the World League, mainly coaching national players who until this year had never kicked a football. That has given Blevins plenty to work on.
That is good. And I call this soccer disease from working with soccer players is the lack of elevation on the football. That's the biggest difference in kicking in American football as opposed to kicking a soccer ball. In kicking a soccer ball, you don't want to achieve a lot of elevation because they're passing it and they're trying to get it to go in the goal. In football, we want the ball to get up in the air as high as we can, as fast as we can.
And Blevins has accomplished that. Kickers have made 90% of their point-after attempts and 2/3 of their field goals.
I have found that these guys are very talented athletes. They listen very well. They have a very good work ethic, so they've been very much of a pleasure to coach.
And now AT&T presents the play of the week. The 6-1 World Bowl-bound Scottish Claymores travel to Amsterdam to face the explosive 3-4 Admirals. The Admirals jumped to a 10-point halftime lead, but the Claymores fought back to claim a 27-17 fourth quarter advantage. Late in the game and down by 3, Admiral quarterback Will Fuhrer faced a 3rd and long situation. Unable to find an open receiver, Fuhrer took matters into his own hands and scrambled 47 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. The score gave the Admirals a much-needed victory to keep their World Bowl vision within reach. AT&T salutes Will Fuhrer and his play of the week.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is by renting trucks with automatic transmission. Because moving doesn't have to be an uphill battle. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
Well, Grady, we think you're ready for the outside.
Think it time for a crispy,
Like it.
crunchy,
Butterfinger blast.
Crispity! Crunchity!
have a Butterfinger blast from Nestle.
Hi, I'm Emmett, and I'm a cowboy. This is my hat. These are my boots. These are my horses. This is where they graze. And this is my ranch. No matter whose brand is on the front gate. This is my territory. This is my zone. This is my planet.
Hey, I see you're using the new Home Repair and Improvement. I bet that's because it shows you exactly how to take on any job like a pro and get the professional results you want. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
But actually, we're saving money.
And you can't beat this deal. Only $1.99 gets you started with decks, porches, and patios. Call now, and this Stanley tape measure is yours free when you use your credit card.
So call now for the new home repair and improvement. It's loaded with time-saving tips, handy checklist, practical plans, diagrams, and with this great deal, you'll save money. So you're using the new home repair and improvement, but not just because with the 15-day free trial on every book, you get it all at no risk. Now, am I right?
Right. We're saving money.
Call 1-800-624-4411 to order decks, porches, and patios for just $1.99 plus $3.95 shipping and handling. To get your free Stanley tape measure, have your credit card ready. That's 1-800-624-4411.
The Frankfurt Opera House in downtown Frankfurt, Germany, which is the home to so many great performers here across this great country and great performances on the field.
Well, the first touchdown by Barcelona was to Alfonso Browning. And see the nice catch there he makes, beating Cecil Doggett. And Jack McNell said, hey, they wanted to go deep fast, and they did. They wasted no time on the vertical passing game. And then a couple plays later, they had a turnover with a fumble. Rick Hamill comes in there and smashes him, and Chris Groves picks it up and takes it in, and they're up 14-0. And then Pallure has his turn of events, and he comes into the game after an injury to Brad Brett. And watch Steve. Bad snap, but he sees his man all the time. He notices the mismatch with Mario Bali and the national player, Ousmane Barry, number 42. And he just lays it out there for a beautiful catch and a beautiful throw by Steve.
Steve Pallure comes in to replace the injured Brad Bretz, and Holcomb, the second-rated passer in the World League, with some first-half numbers, both with the touchdown pass, similar yards, and it may be a nice duel. The Frankfurt defense held on well toward the end of the first half, and they made it a close 14-7 game going into the third quarter.
You know, talking about that pass and Pallure throw, Ousmane Barry, Jack McNell said, hey, I'd rather hide a national guy in the line because they can't get beat deep. And Ousmane Barry right there just got burnt with a big touchdown by Mario Bailey.
And he was caught. Powell Cole will kick off. And it is retrieved at the 15-yard line. And with blockers ahead, Marvin Marshall takes it upfield and is knocked down near midfield at the 49-yard line. And great beginning field position for the Barcelona Dragons as we take a look at the first half numbers.
Well, penalties seem to be the key here. And, you know, the referees probably had to wash their flags at halftime because they're grass stained, Kev. They've been throwing those things all day. I'm sure they were green.
Galaxy wanted to run the ball, Bill, but they only have 24 yards here at halftime. They had to reset the play clock.
Will the play clock operator please start on our signals? Thank you.
Well, Barcelona's starting in good field position, and special teams will give you that if you can take advantage of it. And here, they have 49 yards to go. Most of the times, offense has to start at a 20 and go 80 yards.
Charles Thompson begins in the backfield for quarterback Kelly Holcomb. First down and 10 yards to go, and Holcomb will go right to work on the first down play, and he hits his receiver. On the near side, Alfonso Browning, who caught a long touchdown pass earlier in the game, and he comes up with a big grab.
Well, you know, just like the start of the first half, Jack McNell probably went in at halftime and said, hey, guys, I want to get the vertical passing game going, remember? So Kelly Holcomb goes right back to his vertical guy. And that's number 80, Alfonso Browning.
There was some problem in the first half with the communication between the quarterback and the sidelines.
Wait, I'll get Mary out here. Oh, he's getting his drink. Well, I guess we can start the half. Your play clock operator just came back with a drink. We played 2 plays.
Well, he was having some Frankfurters.
I guess he's ready. Look at the look on Ernie Stotner's face.
Hey! Can we start the half over again?
Yeah, good question, Ernie. Good question. He's on top of it. I didn't like that first play of a gain of 10 yards.
He was at a local Hofbräuhaus having some Wiener Schnitzel and some pommes frites. Second down and 1. The team with the ball is the team with the lead. Barcelona on top 14-7. Hand off to Charles Thompson. He digs his way for the first down, pushing it to the 37-yard line. The story of Charles Thompson, of course, very well illustrated. Convicted of selling drugs at the University of Oklahoma, sentenced to prison, served his time, went out, finished his degree at Central State in Ohio, and being given a new chance in the World League. 5'9", a former college option quarterback.
Yeah, and Jack McHale really talks highly of him. He says, hey, here's the guy. I'm giving him a second chance, and he's a great guy.
First down and 10, and a lot of traffic. Oakham gets it out on the wing. It's dropped incomplete, looking for Marvin Marshall at the 30-yard line.
Get to it. Yeah, what do you got? Let's go. Double right. 960. Y hole London. Double right, 960. Y hole London.
Well, there's the Y again. So the double right, you're going to see a double formation and the two receivers to the right side. But the slot is in close, and that's Demetrius Davis. They're going to try to get him the ball.
Oakham again, pressure, throwing to Thompson, a little bit high, incomplete. A big whack put on him by number 58, Mark Byers.
Well, Kelly Holcomb was looking that time. You're going to see him. He looks for Demetrius Davis, but has to get the ball off because the pocket's closing around it, so he throws it out. If he had a little bit more time in the pocket, see him looking straight downfield, then he checks over to the right, and that's where he gets off to his back. But in the middle of the field, if he had a little bit more time, Demetrius Davis finally got open.
And you think that's the big key for their offense. Third down and 10. Not that good a third down conversion team. Look out from behind, and down he goes. Sacked on the play by the oncoming left end, Ron Wolfolk, his second sack tonight.
Well, what has happened is Lewis Age is out. And moved to tackle is Tom Robsock from the Raiders, who usually plays guard. And Ron Wolfolk really likes that matchup right there. You see he comes into him, puts a little move on him, then ducks right around the corner on Kelly's blind side.
Just the second punt in 7 possessions in the game. Shane Edge gets it downfield, and the fair catch is signaled for by Harrell, and it goes into the end zone, so it's a touchback to the 20-yard line. 12:29 here in the third quarter from Waldstadion in Frankfurt, Germany. Barcelona 14-7.
Well, Grady, we think you're ready for the outside.
Thank you. Time for a crispy,
Good luck, kid.
crunchy, Butterfinger blast.
Crispity! Crunchity!
Have a Butterfinger blast from Nestle.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is with a computerized reservation system that makes short work of paperwork. Because the sooner you get your move started, the sooner you're finished. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
And
I'm disappointed. I miss AT&T.
AT&T misses you too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes, just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more. Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings. Spend $25 a month and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. You're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? AT&T puts your savings in black and white.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you. You know what to do.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Lost and Found, hooking up the planet one reunion at a time. Because all the people we've cared for in the past don't have to stay there. Lost and Found, weekends at 8, 7 Central, only on FX.
All right, here we go.
Ernie Staudner's Frankfurt Galaxy down by 7 early in the third quarter. From the 20-yard line, Steve Pallur, who is replacing the injured Brad Bretz, gives on a handoff to Ingo Siebert, a player from Munich who takes it by the 20 and out to the 22-yard line. Here's a team, the Galaxy, Bill Moss, that has been on a 4-game losing skid.
Yeah, things have really been bad for Frankfurt Galaxy. A lot of turmoil around the team. They lost their offensive coordinator that got them started off on a 4-0 streak. And then they got a new offensive coordinator with a new offense, and things have been going downhill ever since.
Now a quarterback who's been ineffective until tonight. Pallur's second down and 8, and he's right on the money, but it's dropped downfield by Mike Bellamy. And a big hit in the backfield by Chris Crooms, who tonight has already been a star. He recovered a fumble, returned it 25 yards for a touchdown.
Well, as a safety, I mentioned it before, sometimes you just get to look at the quarterback's eyes. And Steve Pallur is looking at his receiver all the way. And Chris Crooms times it perfectly. You know, when they talk about Steve Pallur, what he does, you know, you talk to defenders, they say he's very mechanical, and you can read him. And as you saw in that picture, Steve Pallur kept his eyes on receiver the whole time, and Chris Crooms was on it.
Pallur in the gun, third down and 8. Good rush put on, and there he goes deep again, and he's got his receiver, Bailey. Mario Bailey beats the back Mike Middleton, a first down. Bailey has already caught a 50-yard touchdown tonight from Pallur, and another big play from quarterback, the wide receiver.
Well, what happened on that play was a Barcelona blitz. They bring 6 guys. See Naposki, 95, he's coming in, and they get good protection. But when you blitz, you get man-to-man coverage. And Steve Pallur sees the man-to-man coverage and finds his deep target, and his favorite one, Mario Bailey. Mario does a great job of separation on Mike Middleton, and that's a safety. Middleton is a safety, so you like to match up with a wide out on the safety.
On the 26, 1st and 10, Pallur the pump fake, then dumps it off to Seibert, who is spun down at the line of scrimmage with no gain. Got to tell you that Pallur came into tonight with not much going on the last 4 games. With Bailey, he's got a touchdown. He's hit him 3 times. No touchdowns and 7 interceptions over the last 4 games for Pallur. But tonight, Bill Moss, he's a different quarterback.
I've seen this so many times throughout Steve's career, no matter where he's been. On the bench, off the bench. And when he comes off the bench, he's always effective.
2nd and 10 pass play by Pallur, who was hit hard from behind. His arm was caught and then brought down with a tremendous rush in the backfield. And the play of Vince Stewart was the thing that broke it up, number 94.
A lot of the reason for his 0 touchdowns or 7 interceptions are this right here. No pass protection up front. Steve Pallur has basically been like a blocking dummy. Defensive linemen around the league are just taking their turns at him.
German, that's blocking Dunkopf.
You got that from Hogan's Heroes.
3rd down and 10. Looked like the offense was not on the same page, and a lot of bodies are jumping off sides. In a penalty-infested game here in Frankfurt tonight. It is said you take 7 years in high school and college at German, you got to rely on Hogan's Heroes reruns to refresh your memory on the language.
I was going to tease you about
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 1, 5 yards, still 3rd down. Call. What's the call? What's the call?
False start on offense, because number 1 moved before. Even the defense was on the neutral zone. No one snapped the ball.
They can't be in the neutral zone. Hey, if they're in the neutral zone before we false start, that's them.
3rd and 15 with the penalty from the 31. That time Barcelona got across, but I think the right guard, Terrell Green, jumped.
Yeah, you're on that, Kev. It sure was. And boy, we talk about Steve Pallur, and he didn't get the start. And it hasn't been Steve Pallur, though.
False start, number 75 offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
it's been things like this that's been bothering him in the last 4 and 5 weeks. Watch to the right of your screen, 75 purple. He stepped way before the snap down. And so now you're down at about the 26-yard line, and you go back 15 yards in 2 plays.
Now it's 3rd down in Dusseldorf. Back at the 36, 3rd down and 20. Pelor, pretty good time, and he's got a receiver, but the receiver slipped on the near side. Mario Bailey, number 81. And they got a punt.
Well, that time it was Steve's fault. I mean, he just didn't see where Mario Bailey was, and Mario Bailey was open.
We're going to get it right back for you.
So each team has had it once here in the second half, and each team has punted the ball away. Barry will be back. He's out of Merchant Marine, 6'5". He's a tall, lanky kid. And a high punt. Gary Harrell is the man deep back for the Frankfurt team, and Marvin Marshall goes back for Barcelona. Both are speed merchants. Both can blow open the game. It's been close so far. Barcelona by 7.
It's all within your reach.
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
With Ryder, you can drive off with great rates. So whether it's cross-town or cross-country, don't make a move without calling Ryder first. Call 1-800-GO-RYDER.
Hey, is that thing on in there? All right. You ready for some real action? Let's go,
The World League of American Football. There's nothing else like it. Now, official World League products are available in the U.S. only through this exclusive offer. Call 1-800-635-4438 to own the colors of the London Monarchs, Scottish Claymores, Amsterdam Admirals, Frankfurt Galaxy, Rhine Fire, and the Barcelona Dragons. Replica jerseys in official team colors only $39.99. T-shirts only $14.99. World League football $69.99. And assorted team hats only $14.99. Remember, all teams are available. So call 1-800-635-4438. This is your only opportunity to buy official World League products. Don't miss it. Call now with your credit card order or write to the address on your screen. Refer to source number 001747 on all orders.
Sunset in Germany. We're in Frankfurt, Waldstadion, and it's a beautiful night here, very humid, very hot, and it looks like the sun has set on the season, at least, for quarterback Brad Brett's torn cartilage in his right knee. The former Cowboy training camp player and Redskin training camp player through for tonight and the rest of the year. There's a penalty flag. Another one is thrown that will stop the play in mid-motion.
That's the tight end there, jumped off sides.
Bretts was open to make this a very successful start. Bill, a lot of NFL scouts and general managers are using this to make their final numbers for training camps coming up. So good performances here mean a lot.
Well, yeah, and it makes sense for them to look at week 9 and 10 because it's been a long time overseas for these guys. They're not only having to play a tough game of football and try to get a starting job, but they're facing adversity of being together and staying in a strange country. They want to look at what these guys are made of, and they want to do it down the stretch.
Penalty makes it first down and 15 yards to go for Kelly Holcomb. And he's picked off downfield. Cecil Doggett has the ball and he's got blockers. And here he goes inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 5, and to the 2.
I don't know if you had a chance to hear the audio when Frankfurt was forced to punt. but the defensive players were standing on the sidelines yelling, "Don't worry, baby, we're going to get the ball back to you." Well, Cecil Doggett made that dream come true. Put himself in nice position. The ball was had to thrown up there by Kelly Holcomb because of the pressure, and Cecil Doggett comes down with it.
Doggett has his 3rd interception this year. All 3 this season have come against Barcelona.
Watch Cecil. You see how he just steps in front of him? He had a nice position. As he sees Alfonso Browning stop, he just steps in front of him.
He's from West Virginia, and he comes up with a big play. First and goal from the 3, quarterback Steve Pallure. He gets it out to the big hulking Kevin Williams out of UCLA. His first carry tonight, and he's wrestled out of bounds at the 4.
Well, it's been a long time since Frankfurt Galaxy's offense has actually been down here inside the 5-yard line. And seeing if this could draw some kind of energy from these guys and they have some sort of remembrance of what it was like the first 4 weeks when they were running the ball all over the place. Maybe it'll spark this offensive group to get something done.
Frankfurt trying to capitalize on the Barcelona turnover. Pallure with the play action, and a good fake it is, and he's got the touchdown. Ed Smith, the tight end.
The tight end isn't a guy that has very big numbers, and it's not because of the fact he missed a lot of time due to injury, but he was a guy that they never threw the ball too much. They used him to stretch the field and set up everything underneath for the other receivers, but when he left with a knee injury, their offense kind of went into a slide, and now that he's back, he can make things happen for them.
Ralph Kleinman will be trying the extra point. He is from the Cologne Crocodiles. And he has just tied the game at 14 apiece. Barcelona led 14-0, and Frankfurt has come back with 2 unanswered touchdowns.
Watch 68, Michael Batiste out in front. Cut down the defenders, and in the back of the end zone, 89, Ed Smith finds his way between the defenders and places himself nicely right in the back. You see how he stands in there and fakes like he's going to block it first, and the safety comes up, and then he comes down in the back and he sits down and Pallure finds him. And for Pallure, you know, now he's got things going. He's back in charge of this team. He's feeling good about it. The team's responding around him. Hey, if you're looking for a leader.
Leaping, number 25 defense. The point is good. We'll enforce the foul on the kickoff.
Chris Crooms was guilty. There's Ed Smith. You talked about not big numbers. He's caught only 6 passes all season. And Billy's got 3 touchdowns and 6 passes.
Not a bad percentage. Okay, if you like to have that.
That's a pretty good ratio. And he'll keep the ball, as you see.
They taped it up and wrote TD number 3 on there.
Ed Smith did not play college football, but he's got a big body, and he's got a world of talent, and he loves playing in the World League.
You know what? He played baseball. He was drafted in the minor leagues, and he played baseball with Frank Thomas. They played minor league ball together, and they had the big Hurt. And, of course, with his size, he was the big something. He batted 5th, and Hurt batted 4th. You know, he's a tremendous athlete. And he was out for a while with a knee problem, and then came back last week and hurt the other knee. Somehow, you know, he battled through injuries because Frankfurt's been bothered by it. Injuries so long now, he had to play.
Maybe here they call him the big Frankfurter, the big Wiener Schnitzel. He's come up with a big play, and Steve Pallure, what a great story this is. Into tonight, no touchdowns, 7 picks in the last 4 games. Replaces a younger starter in Brad Bretz, who is getting his first pro start. Brett goes out with a bad knee, tearing ligaments in his right knee. Pallure comes in, throws 2 touchdowns, and he's tied the game at 14. In a must game for both teams. The winner stays alive in the playoffs. The loser, well, the loser's finished. And the Galaxy kickoff, it was a great placement because there was a penalty on the extra point, and now there is a penalty flag thrown on the kickoff. And that may be offsides.
Well, you're right when you touch on Steve Pallure. He has been the key component in this Frankfurt Galaxy comeback. Nobody else. It's been him. And the things that have happened is because of his will. And you hate to see the situation of Brad Brett, but for this Frankfurt Galaxy team right now, I think they might have found the guy that's going to give them a little spark
We
of
have
life.
offside on the kicking team. The penalty is declined. First down.
Barcelona has coughed up the ball twice tonight, and they've been hit once. 2 turnovers for the Barcelona Dragons. 1 turnover for Ernie Stautner's Frankfurt Galaxy. That's a nice looking drive. Not much time, and they capitalize, and they take advantage of the interception by Cecil Doggett, and they've tied the game at 14. Now how does Barcelona come back? Tied, first down and 10. We're at the 20-yard line. The handoff with nothing available for Charles Thompson. Closing the door was Mark Byers, number 58.
And Cavallo. It's Tom Cavallo, 53. He's the guy that has to play the draw. Because defensive guys are rushing upfield, and you see Meeks try to get a block on him right there, but he steps around Meeks and wraps up Charlie Thompson for a loss of 1. Nice job by Tom Cavallo.
Second down and 11. They fake the blitz. They come at Holcomb nonetheless, and it's a deflected pass, which is incomplete. They got right in his face.
Don Reynolds, nice job. You know, when you close in the pocket as a defensive lineman and the ball's coming out fast on a 3-step drop, you get your hands up. If you can't get there, get your hands up. Watch 90. He gets his hands up, tips the ball. And now it's 3rd and 11 in a situation where you put your nickel package in, you have 5 or 6 DBs, and you send the boys up front, and they love it.
He got those big arms up with bad shoulders. Both of his shoulders are injured, but he got up just enough lift to knock it down. Now here's a 3rd and 11. No blitz, regular 4-man rush, and Holcomb has to look through all the traffic up ahead. He needs to get to the 30. He's got the first down as he works his way to the 34, 35-yard line and keeps it alive, and Ernie Stautner's defense could not stop him.
Kelly Holcomb, you know, we talked about him earlier and the things they like about him. The youngster has a lot of flair, and you see it displayed right on this play. He sees downfield. He's looking to make something happen. He runs around the pocket a little bit. Then when he sees daylight and sees he can make the first down, he takes it on his own.
Holcomb comes up with another big play. He's first down and 10 yards to go from the 35. Holcomb hit and dumped it away. That's a live ball, flag thrown. They blow it dead. And wisely, it's going to be picked up by Doggett because that looked like it almost may have been a lateral pass.
Well, it was 91 Thomas Baskin on the rush that time, and he had Holcomb wrapped up. And Holcomb didn't have a receiver around him, and he just threw that thing in the ground, Kevin. That's going to be intentional grounding, I believe, is going to be the call. Now, if he was out of the pocket, he could throw it into the ground, but he can't do it when he's in the pocket. And that's the call. Watch 91 come right up the middle. See Baskin? He gets his right hand on him and grabs him, throws him down, and as Holcomb's wrapped up, he tries to throw the ball into the dirt.
Tie game, 14-14.
Number 10 offense, 10 yards, and a loss of down. Second down. On the lateral.
Well, find out, will you, please? I want to find out why. God almighty.
He has a question about the lateral, and that it was a pass that went backwards.
But it went backwards. The ball went backwards.
Well, the penalty now makes it second down. Back at the 20-yard line. Draw play handoff to Thompson with no place to run and no place to hide. He's brought down, wrapped up initially by Tom Cavallo. Middle linebacker who plays tough. He's out of Louisville.
Frankfurt Galaxy has had defensively all their success in these situations. You hear Ernie yelling at him, stay in your lanes, meaning your pass rush lanes. Don't give Kelly any room to scramble. But their defense plays well under these circumstances, where if a team is forced to throw the ball and they don't have a running game, that's when the Galaxy is good.
3 receivers now for Holcomb, who's changing the play at the line. He needs to get to the 45. He's at the 25, 3rd and 20. Hit as he throws and downfield, and it is picked off and intercepted. Intercepted on the play by Chris Hall, number 32. And the second consecutive interception thrown by Kelly Holcomb.
Well, I don't understand why he wants to air it out right now. Kelly Holcomb is shaken up a little bit. He takes a hit after he throws this ball. You see him wrapped up there. But he's throwing us out like we're in like 2-minute offense here. Like it's the last thing that we can possibly do. And there's 4 defenders around the ball. And Chris Hall comes over there. Chris Hall is a guy who last year led the World League in interception, so he's no stranger to going up and getting the ball.
That was a great pick. So Hall comes up with his 3rd interception of the season, his first tonight. And let's see if Pallure can capitalize on this. From the 35, first down and 10 yards to go, and Pallure locates Jay Kearney on the side, and Kearney steps out of bounds at the 42. But a nice pickup on the play of 7.
Barcelona has to find a way to get the momentum back to them. They had it early on, and they seem to have lost it. But it's a tie ball game right now, and they're still very much in this. They've got to find a way to stick to their game plan and do the things that they were doing early on.
4:17, clock ticking here in the 3rd quarter in a tie game. 2nd down and 3. And Pallure gets the quick handoff to Ingo Seibert. The German national player picks up maybe a yard. Ricky Sutton makes the stop for Barcelona. Barcelona 4-4 in this Frankfurt team you see there in the purple uniforms. Uniforms, by the way, designed by Reebok for the World League in particular. Coming in at 4-4 as well. They have lost, though, their last 4 games. They're down in 3 for Steve Pallure. He may be changing the play. Seibert has to get beyond the 45, and he does, to the 46, and they move the chains.
You know, you see in Frankfurt what you haven't seen in a long time, and that is the extra effort. Ingo Seibert was wrapped up about 2 yards short that time, but did you see his legs churning? Lowered his head, leaned into the pile, and just kept his legs churning until he picked up the first down. And his team has found new life. And I think number 16, Pallure, has given it to him.
1st and 10 from the 46. Seibert again. And about a gain of 1. Wrapped up in the middle by Ivan Imbronin.
Well, they're hammering Barcelona's defensive front. And they're going to want to wear them down. And now, after they just hit him with 2 back-to-back runs, watch the play action here on 2nd and long.
Barcelona jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Frankfurt has come back on the passing of Steve Pallure. 2nd down and 10. Knocked down beautifully in the backfield. Mike Middleton out of Indiana, 5'10". Mike Middleton with a beautiful knockout.
Well, Mike Middleton, the safety, he was responsible for Ingo Seibert, the back. And it wasn't play action that time, but it was definitely a pass situation. They tried to get it to the running back. Ingo Seibert flared out that time on a little curl route. And Mike Middleton, nice job stepping up in front to break up the play.
3rd down, 10 to go. Pallure, there goes a flag. Pallure dodges the defense, looks for a blocker ahead, has to get to the 45 of Barcelona, and out of bounds he goes. That's the 3rd flag thrown on that play. Steve Pallure on those 33-year-old legs looking pretty nimble.
He's trying to do whatever it takes to put his team in a situation to compete to the World Bowl. You know, and you have to understand why. At 34 years of age, Kev, he's over here and he started a mission. He wanted to get back into the NFL and give it another go. And he fell short of it, and they went into a tailspin here and lost 4 games. Now he says, I've got the chance to do something about it, and he's trying.
Defense number 66, lined up in the neutral zone. Will be 3rd down, 5 yards.
Imbronin is the penalized player. He played in the Barcelona Amateur League. So new life in 3rd and 5 for Pallure. A significantly easier play now. From the 49. Pallure Little pitch out, and he sends it to Nate Bolton, and he's brought down. On a little razzle-dazzle back at the 42, and a loss of about 9 is Rick Hamilton. Middle linebacker drafted by the Redskins and cut by Kansas City, makes a great stop.
Rick Hamilton wasn't fooled, and watch, Nathaniel Bolton isn't looking to run this ball. He's looking downfield for Jay Kearney. But the coverage is good, and Rick Hamilton isn't fooled, and he makes sure he wraps them up.
So Frankfurt can't capitalize on the interception by Hall, and Ferry will try to lasso a high snap, which he does. And it goes to Marvin Marshall downfield, and he'll let it bounce out of bounds near the 20-yard line. With 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and a good game. The winner stays alive in the playoff race in the World League of American Football. We're tied at 14.
Look, you have got to go to Office Depot and see for yourself. Office Depot has the best selection.
I buzz in, I get what I want, and I'm gone.
Either call or fax your order in. You can have delivery the very next day. Office Depot has a great catalog with everything from A to Z. Office Depot, the best.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess who looked a lot like you. And she had a magic wand, too.
Action Lane remembers the old porch gliders, but ours have comfortable padding and a unique gliding mechanism for a smoother, gentler ride indoors.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess who your grandpa used to say looked just like me.
Introducing the new glider recliner from Action Lane. Call 1-800-700-1233 for your local dealer and a free buyer's guide.
Hi, I'm Matt North. FX is about to change your weekends. Catch the World League of American Football on FX. Your world may never be the same.
Every town has its share of conflict.
I'm a transsexual.
My daughter's in his class.
Every town has its share of tragedies.
Is he going to die?
Dear God in heaven. And through all the struggles,
I don't even know who you are anymore.
every family must find a way to triumph.
The good in this world still outweighs the evil.
The people, the problems, the solutions. Take a look beyond the picket fences. Weekends at 7/6 Central on FX.
Digging for buried TV treasure? Hit the mother load with the pet department. Steve Walker and my dog, Wacko Jacko, plus the entire pet department gang will help you strike pet pay dirt.
We're the show that helps you find a pet, care for a pet, and enjoy a pet.
Every day you'll get precious gems of animal information and sterling training tips. Don't get hosed by fool's gold. Saddle up with the real McCoy.
You like me. You really like me.
Strike it rich with the pet department. Weekdays at 3, 2 Central, only on FX.
Quarterback change for Barcelona. They led 14-0, but the quarterback who started, Kelly Holcomb of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, threw 2 interceptions, and in comes Tony Sacca, who has thrown 5 passes all season long for Coach Jack Bicknell. 6'5" Penn State Nittany Lion, 26 years old, seeing limited action all season until tonight. First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. And the quick handoff to Charles Thompson, who busts free by the 25 and to the 27. And Bill Moss, what do you read into the quarterback change?
Well, Jack McNeil took something out of Ernie Stotner's playbook. Hey, it's working for them. They had a quarterback change over there. I'll try a new guy, see if I can inject a little energy into them.
Tony Sacca led some great teams for Joe Paterno at Penn State, has bounced around the NFL. And trying to give it one last try to get noticed by NFL scouts and general managers here in the World League. Second down and 3 from the 27. Charles Smith hurdling a defender. The second effort gives him the first down to the 34.
Well, you notice Tony Sacca isn't the only new face in there. On the last 2 carries, that was Charles Thompson, and he's getting the number called. It has been Wilburn. And Charles Thompson on both carries did an excellent job of picking up positive yardage.
Wilburn has been injured and is being examined on the sideline. And there is a player down for Frankfurt as we close out the third quarter here from Frankfurt, Germany. The winner stays alive in the playoff race. The fourth quarter to come. The Galaxy and Dragons tied at 14.
Experience
Experience the excitement of your favorite Olympic events. Now in commemorative cans of Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice. Better yet, if you get one of these special gold cans, you could see the games live in Atlanta. Look for Grab the Gold details wherever you see Bud Family Olympic packages. Just another part of the Bud World Party.
I didn't expect to spend my afternoon in an emergency room, but when you fall off a ladder, you know what they gave me here for a bad sprain? Advil, not Tylenol. The head nurse told me Advil is no stranger to ERs. Not only does it work safely, but on tough pain, 2 Advil work better than any 2 extra-strength Tylenol. After this, it's Advil for me.
For sprains and strains, ER doctors recommend Advil most.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is by renting trucks with automatic transmission. Because moving doesn't have to be an uphill battle. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
Feeling like virtual reality bites? Have a Butterfinger Blast! One crispy, crunchity bite will shatter your senses. Crunchity! Have a Butterfinger Blast from Nestle.
Okay, world, everyone's got to add something to the party. Mexico, you've got the salsa. Tahiti, sunsets, about 2 weeks' worth. France, ooh la la, we'll get back to you, France. Greece, you're off the hook. You started the whole thing. Malaysia, yeah, some of those. Norway, you're in charge of the ice. Us, we've got the Bud World Party, during the '96 Summer Games.
Today's game has been brought to you by Budweiser, proud sponsor of football wherever it's played. This Bud's for you. And by Advil, advanced medicine for pain. And by AT&T, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team.
Sun setting in Rhineland in Germany. Frankfurt, Germany is where we are tonight. Week 9 of the World League of American Football with Bill Moss, Kevin Harlan, and our entire Fox Sports Network crew here on FX tonight across America. We begin the fourth quarter with a first and 10. And the handoff, Charles Thompson by the 40. And picks up a nice chunk, about 6 yards. Chris Hall finally makes the stop. Charles Thompson, the former Oklahoma option quarterback back in the late 80s. Both teams are trying to stay alive in the playoff race, Bill. Both teams need a win to stay in the race to face the Scottish Claymores in the World Bowl in 2 weeks.
Barcelona, interesting. Since Tony Saka came in, 3 plays, 3 runs for Charles Thompson. Make that 4 now.
Second down handoff. Charles Thompson takes it once again. Digs his way for a couple before he's brought down by Tom Cavallo. Coming into the game, Frankfurt was supposedly the team that was in disarray, the team in the purple, and Barcelona the team that was focused. Barcelona jumped out with 2 quick touchdowns, but Ernie Stautner's team has come back with Steve Pallur as the new quarterback and taken it to Jack Bicknell, the coach of Barcelona and his Dragons. It is tied at 14. So they're down in 2 from the 42, and they stop it immediately with a timeout, I think, that has been taken
by Frankfurt. Tom Cavallo, the linebacker, called it. Didn't like what he saw there. Didn't like the defense they had on the field for what Barcelona was trying to do.
Frankfurt, their first charge timeout, the TV timeout.
So 14 unanswered points by Frankfurt, coming back to tie Barcelona at 14 apiece. Frankfurt came in having lost 4 consecutive games. Barcelona has won 3 of their last 5 and seemingly picking up steam as the season has gone on. Well, the second-rated quarterback, the guy there in back of Tony Saka, who has led Barcelona, Kelly Holcomb, but he has thrown 2 consecutive interceptions. So they've got a little change of pace, and both teams operating with new quarterbacks now. Bill, that's what you like to see with 2 weeks remaining in a hotly contested World League. 3 teams still vying for that final slot. They have a first-half winner of the season and a second-half winner of the season.
The whole thing's still wide open, Kevin. And I think the jumbleness up there at 4-4 is because the league is filled with a lot of talent. and it's evenly distributed.
3rd and 3 for Sack on his first pass. He's a little bit high, looking for Alfonso Browning. And Barcelona's got a punt. Barcelona has not had a good second half, Bill. 4 possessions, 2 punts, 2 interceptions.
And that's
okay.
What you want to do is you come down the stretch.
Well, okay.
McNeil says that's okay, but you can't be happy about that. At a tie ball game like this, he's obviously looking for a little spark of life and interjected a new quarterback in there. Still not able to get anything accomplished.
Shane Edge to punt for Barcelona. Another snap on the ground. Rush was on, and he punts to Gary Harrell, the New York Giant. Looks up into the lights and makes the catch at the 14-yard line.
Barcelona has struggled with that deep snap from the center to the punter and on place kicks as well all season.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint cents rate isn't always a dime. It could be a quarter or 65 cents on calls to Canada.
Oh.
Try AT&T True Reach Savings. On average, most people can save more than with Sprint cents when they spend $25 a month on calls in the U.S. Plus, you'll always save more on calls to Canada.
Wow, I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Che bella cosa la dolce vita, volare la noche caliente en su esplendor suave.
God bless America. 100% cotton, cut for comfort, fruit of the loom. Really, really comfortable underwear.
A&W root beer. When you want one, you want one.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot is bigger and better than ever. With more brand name office supplies than ever before. With more superstores nationwide. More top-brand business machines and computers. More software titles and computer accessories. More office supplies and furniture at guaranteed low prices nobody can beat.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
On FX, what you see
heaven, a little piece of paradise,
is what you'll get.
This is the fastest thing.
Garden Variety, weekdays at 3:30, 2:30 Central, only on FX.
Well, no one draws in the World League like they do here in Frankfurt, and a great crowd again tonight, 33,000 plus, and that is about their season average with great pregame festivities. A party outside the stadium that houses about 10,000 wild, screaming fans. What a great atmosphere overseas for NFL-type football. 1st and 10 for former NFL quarterback Steve Pelluer, who's flushed from the pocket, and they chase him to the side. Hot on his heels was Ricky Sutton, incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he comes out right away and tries to look for the deep ball. They know they got to move the ball downfield. You see a little play fake there to crazy leg Nate Bolton. As the pocket closes around them, Steve steps out of the pocket. And you ask, well, how come that isn't intentional grounding? There was nobody around him. Well, that's because he was out of the pocket. He's allowed to do that.
And he's a smart quarterback. He knows things like that he can get away with. 2nd down and 10. Little pass across the middle. Nate Bolton breaking a tackle by the 25 into the 29-yard line for a Frankfurt 1st down.
Well, they call him crazy legs. And on this play right here, you can see a little bit of it. He hasn't been in the game that much over the last few weeks. He hasn't been in their game plan. But now he's in the second half. They're getting the ball a little bit. See him slam on the brakes. And as he's getting wrapped up here, he picks up those feet, reshuffles them, takes it upfield for a 1st down.
Number 7, Nate Bolton, is from Mississippi College, and there you get a good look at Gary Harrell, the New York Giants. Flea is what they call him. 1st down and 10 from the 29. Play action by Pelluer again, and he finds sends Harrell downfield at the 50-yard line. Another first down.
When Steve Pallure, early in the season, started off 4-0, the one thing he did is he spread the ball all over the field to all different receivers. And you see this coming back into him now. You see Gary Harrell right there. He gets into the mix. The flea, Gary Harrell, they call him. And what they like about the flea is when not only can he catch the ball, but you should see the fancy footwork he can pull out of nowhere when he wants to get yards after the catch.
Pallure off the bench for the injured starter. 2 touchdown passes. He's tied the game, leading him on another good-looking drive as Nate Bolton uses the left side. And he is met by a host of defenders. Diego Martos from the Villafrance Eagles, a national player, makes the stop along with Darren Crine, who played at the University of Miami. Frankfurt wanted to run. They've not gotten a lot on the ground, Bill.
Barcelona's leading that attack.
2nd and 9. Nice knockdown in the backfield by Kenny Gales, the Chicago Bear, number 29.
That was a nice play on the ball by Kenny Gales. And he comes up and just reaches over and smacks the ball down. But I'm anxious to see, as I take a look at the replay, where his other hand was. I thought it was draped over the left shoulder of Mario
leverage
Bailey.
Little leverage. Brooklyn-born Kenny Gales played at Wisconsin. Played in the Rose Bowl for Barry Alvarez with the Badgers. 3rd and 9. Tie ball game, early 4th quarter. Blitz being shown. Let's see if they come. Pallure called the timeout. He saw it. He didn't like what he saw. He couldn't audible on it because there was no time on the play clock, and Steve Pallure has been the hero in Frankfurt. He has tied the game at 14.
With Ryder, you can drive off with great rates. So whether it's cross-town or cross-country, don't make a move without calling Ryder first. Call 1-800-GO-RYDER.
The Subaru Legacy has the traction to turn a winter storm into a day at the beach. And a day at the beach, well, Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature. It reacts instantly, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. So all you have to do is enjoy the drive. The all-season, all-fun, all-wheel drive Subaru Legacy. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
Well, Grady, we think you're ready for the outside.
I get time for a crispy.
Good luck, kid.
Crunchy. Butterfinger blast.
Crispy! Crunchy!
Have a Butterfinger blast from Nestle.
Hi, this is Malcolm Showell from the Amsterdam Avenue.
I'm Andre Hewitt from Scottish Claymores.
I'm Steve Brooks from the Frankfurt Galaxy.
And you're watching FX.
FX's John Burke travels miles and miles to bring you America's legendary collections.
The Super Collectors is ordinary people with extraordinary collections.
This is a lighter.
The most unique and rare collections of personal FX. Plus, super tips on how to maintain your super collection.
And on every show, the search is on for 3 of America's most wanted collectibles.
You might be the one to connect the collector with a sought-after item.
The Super Collectors, Sunday at 3:30, 2:30 Central, only on FX.
Big world, big collections.
On FXM, Movies from Fox. This June, every Friday in drama, it's the FXM Spotlight, celebrating the film career of Richard Widmark.
Once and for all, we've got to show.
He was a dark hero, dangerous, cocky, a wise guy with a killer smile. 4 riveting Fox dramas, 4 signature Widmark performances. The FXM Spotlight is on. Call your cable operator about this new movie network today.
Well, 33,000 plus having fun in the stands, and I know some players on the field, Bill Moss, in a playoff caliber game, tie game, having some fun down there.
Late in the 4th quarter, you know, these guys are very intense and very much into their game and what they're doing. And a lot of effort is expressed on every down because at any given point, anyone on the field could be a hero, Kev.
3rd down, 9 to go. Steve Pallure from the shotgun. with time and going deep, and he's got his receiver, Kearney, who makes the catch at the 10-yard line.
Well, I just said anybody could be a hero at any time. And Jay Kearney, right here, here's some focus for you. Steve Pallure sees him right as the play begins. And Jay Kearney just streaks down the seam. Beautiful play. Steve Pallure has been the story tonight, and he's gone to this receiver many times. And he's got it first down and 10 at the Barcelona 11. Pallure to Nate Bolton. They call him Crazy Legs, and he's down near the 10 with a gain of about a yard. Keep an eye on the clock, now down to 9:45 here in the fourth in a tie game. The winner stays alive in the playoff race. The loser will call it a season. And a lot of emotion down here, Kevin. As it, for a defense, it's tied. You want to hold them. You want to hold them to only a field goal. And as an offense, you're smelling blood. The end zone's the blood, and you want in there.
Pallure's had a great night. No interceptions, 2 big touchdown passes. And he's going to the air again. Pallure with the blocker ahead, inside the 6, into the 5.
Steve Pallure not scared to do anything at all. Won't hesitate. If he sees that there's a little bit of a seam there, an opening, and his men are covered, pull it down and pick up the yardage. And that's a veteran guy. That's a veteran guy that's been around.
It's third down. They can get a first down getting inside the 1. 3rd and 4 from inside the 5. Pallure. Wes Bender with the catch, bobbling it to the 4, and he picks up a yard. Now that'll bring up 4th down.
Field goal.
I talked about the defense of Barcelona. Right here, you win if you hold them to a field goal. Steve Pallure throws to his check down. Wes Bender has a little trouble holding on to it. But Chris Crooms, 25, makes the close, and that stops him. And is going to force him right here to kick a field goal.
Chris Crooms, who recovered a fumble and returned it 25 yards for a touchdown earlier in the game, which gave Barcelona a 14-0 lead, is the man down. Ernie Stautner has sent out his field goal unit, and the kicker, Ralph Kleinman. Now, Kleinman has missed 5 of his last 6 field goal attempts. From the Crocodiles of Cologne. And Bill, I would imagine with 8:19 remaining in the 4th quarter, this is a move you like, going for the lead or the possible lead with a field goal instead of trying to punch it in.
Well, when you get down inside the 10-yard line, Kev, you hate as an offense to come away without a touchdown. And that's not a very good situation to be in. When you're inside the 10, that should be an automatic 7 points for you. But for Frankfurt here, they're going to have to settle for a field goal, or so it looks like. There's still a possibility of a fake when you have Kleinman missing the last 4 out of 5. But their defense has been playing so well tonight, it's not a bad situation to be in, up by 3.
Well, they're helping Chris Crooms off the field. Tried out with the Rams in '92, traded to Green Bay in '93, and the Vikings camp in '94, the Raiders camp in '95. Well, Texas A&M Aggies helped off the field.
Well, sometimes you have to sell out. And right here, Chris Crooms, 25, sells out, does everything he possibly can to keep Wes Bender out of the end zone, and comes out of it injured.
Picking up a little bit more regularity in his walk as he nears the sideline. (14-14) we're tied. We talked to 2 completely different teams yesterday. One was focused, Bill, and the other one was in complete disarray, in the words of their coach.
Well, Barcelona was a team that was focused, and of course Frankfurt we thought was in disarray. But Steve Pallure has pulled them out of it somehow tonight, and they're really coming together as a unit.
For the lead, a 21-yard field goal. Kleinman had missed 5 of his last 6, but comes up big is 17 unanswered points for Frankfurt. They lead it 17-14 with 8:06 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And Barcelona has a big hill to climb here because they jumped out on top early, and it looked like it was going to be a cakewalk for them. But Frankfurt, through Valor and the support of the 12th man, which is these fans, I mean, they've been instrumental in the comeback for this team. So now Barcelona's going to get the ball. They've tried a couple different quarterbacks that hasn't been effective for them. They've run the ball a little bit. Charlie Thompson has them going, but they've got to generate some sort of offense. They've got to get the ball to what got them thus far this year, and that's the 2 tight ends.
Valor on that drive, 3 of 5, 81 yards, 10 plays, 5.5 minutes off the clock, which was good. And that accounted for almost all the time here in the fourth quarter. As you see dusk in Frankfurt. Well, now the quarterback situation of Barcelona, Bill, becomes somewhat of a factor. The starter, Kelly Holcomb, second rated in the league, has thrown 2 consecutive interceptions. They bring in Tony Sacca for his series. He's ineffective. Where do they go now?
It'll be interesting to see who comes off the sidelines. Sacca has his helmet on the sidelines, buttoned up, and Kelly Holcomb has his off. But, I mean, what an unusual time to switch quarterbacks when Holcomb has been your quarterback all season long.
And the kickoff by Frankfurt. It'll be taken by Marvin Marshall, who is their kickoff specialist, and he takes it out by the 30, by the 35, and out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
Forced out of bounds by Kleinman, the kicker. And you know when the kicker's making the tackles for your special teams, your coverage wasn't real good.
Well, the Scottish Claymores are already in the tournament. They'll play in the World Bowl in 2 weeks. They'll take on London tomorrow in Edinburgh, and the Rhine Fire and the Amsterdam Admirals, they are still alive. They will play in Dusseldorf tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and they bring back in Tony Sacca for his 2nd consecutive series as he tries to cover that ear hole on the side of his helmet to get the radio transmission, the radio call from the sideline of Jack Bicknell. Well, look at the play clock, down to 3. 1st and 10 from the 41. Sacca escapes 1, escapes 2, and puts his head down, and like the linebacker he is built like, he puts his head down and works into the 47-yard line and picks up 6 yards.
And speaking of linebackers, anytime a quarterback runs out of the pocket, you're eventually going to find one because the linebackers are hungry and they're after you. They drop back into coverage, but as soon as the quarterback crosses the line of scrimmage, watch 53, Cavallo. He takes a heck of a lift from Sacca, huh?
Sacca, 6'5", 235. 2nd down and 3. They got to get to the 49-yard line. Trailing by 3, the Barcelona Dragons, and from behind he is brought down. And a big play by Mark Byers, his 4th sack of the season, 1st tonight.
One thing Mark Byers has is a lot of speed. He's been hampered by injuries, has a concussion, his shin's been bothering him, but when he comes on the blitz and he's on the blind side of the quarterback, Tony Sacca, as you saw on that play, nobody picked him up. There was no back to stay in there. Mark Byers led the nation at University of Nevada, Las Vegas with 25 sacks his senior year.
3rd down. And an underthrown pass to the receiver on the near side, who is Marvin Marshall, and Ernie Stalker's defense is held once again. And for Jack Bicknell, it has been downhill. 17 unanswered points have been scored against his defense.
Right now, Frankfurt's going to get the ball. The way they've been driving their offense, they could chew up this clock on a nice drive. So it's vital for Barcelona's defense. If they want another shot at winning this game, they've got to get the ball back to their offense.
2nd consecutive punt coming up for Shane Edge. Gary Harrell fields it at the 25 and looks for some holes upfield and gets by the 30 to the 32-yard line. Brought down by Ricky Sutton. So can last year's World Bowl champion Frankfurt Galaxy hold on for a win and stay alive?
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is by renting trucks with automatic transmission. Because moving doesn't have to be an uphill battle. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
If you love the mouth-bending blast you get from a Butterfinger, but just want a little, now you can have it with Butterfinger BBs. Bite-sized bursts of crispity-crunchity Butterfinger that give you blast after blast. Have a Butterfinger Blast from Nestle.
Look, you have got to go to Office Depot and see for yourself. Office Depot has the best selection.
I buzz in, I get what I want, and I'm gone.
Either call or fax your order in. You can have delivery the very next day. Office Depot has a great catalog with everything from A to Z. Office Depot, the best.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
And?
I'm disappointed. I miss AT&T.
AT&T misses you too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes, just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more. Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings. Spend $25 a month and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. You're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? AT&T puts your savings in black and white.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Winner stays alive in the playoff race to face the Scottish Claymores in the World Bowl in 2 weeks. 17-14 right now. Frankfurt losers of 4 consecutive games coming in. But tonight, 17 unanswered points after falling behind 14-0. The catalyst, replacement quarterback Steve Pallure, who took the place of the injured starter Brad Bretz, in a game that has been marred by penalties throughout. 12 alone in the first quarter combined.
Yeah, Kevin, the flag has more yards than any player on the field.
Pallure from his 32 and trying to eat up the clock and get a win. First down and 10, the handoff to Nate Bolton, and a flag thrown immediately on the handoff.
Flag makes him a couple more yards.
Tommy Thigpen have a little exchange of words. 6:10 left in the fourth.
Prior to the snap, ball start. Number 75 offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Our 22nd penalty.
Tyrell Green's been having a tough job, and he's filling in for Charles Hope. When Charles Hope went down 4 or 5 weeks ago, Green was the guy that stepped in and took his place, and it's been a rough go for him. He got hit with penalties. He's had trouble on his pass protection. And
first and 15. Frankfurt with the ball and the lead, and with the ball now is Nate Bolton, who played at Mississippi College, and they can't bring him down. He eats a big chunk of that, a gain of 13, and he's out near the 40-yard line, and eventually brought down by a host of players, including Demetrius Edwards, number 93.
Well, Tyrell Green must have heard me, because he threw a heck of a block on this screen play. You're going to see him pull, and watch the cut right here. See him go down, cuts the linebacker, and that creates enough room for Nathaniel Bolton to go ahead and pick up some 8 yards on the carry.
Second down and a couple to go, and the handoff again. Bolton breaking tackles, and he is out to a first down at the 48-yard line. Chris Crooms, who is back in after being helped off in the last series, finally stops Bolton. He's 5'10", 200 pounds. And he is a smallish runner, but extremely quick. And I think, Bill, you talked about it earlier. He cuts very, very well on the fly.
And he hasn't gotten the ball that much in the last few weeks, and he wanted to get the ball. He's had some success tonight.
First and 10 from the 48-yard line. Should be delay a game, and it is delay a game. Now, for a veteran like Steve Pallure, you would think he'd have a little bit better feel. Oh, we've got a huge body slam on the field. And now it's a complete melee.
Oh, the WWF. And George Hageman has his helmet off. Very vulnerable in that situation when tempers are flying. Josh Heinrich and George Hageman, two allocated players from the NFL, they were going at it, and they've been going at it all night. And right there it erupts. There's a little pushing, and Hageman grabs Josh Heinrich and just like tosses him, like a body toss.
And Hageman, the Dallas Cowboys allocated player, has just been ejected.
He's upset about it, too. He gets kicked out of the game, throws his helmet off, and that's a bad time right now because their offense really needed him to wear down the clock and Barcelona to secure the victory here. They're only up by 3 points.
Looks like George has not missed too many German meals while his...
Watch the left side of your screen. He's going to come into your picture right here. 95 Hageman pushes Heinrich. Heinrich doesn't like it, comes back and goes after him. They lock up, and then, whoa.
Whoa.
Big George Hageman.
It's the offensive team. That penalty will be declined. We have a personal foul. Number 95 offense. He is ejected. That foul will be enforced, 15 yards.
Well, the second guy always gets caught. He was just doing his job, pushed Heinrich past the play to protect his quarterback. That's what the big guy gets paid to do. And Heinrich didn't like it and came back and gave him a shot. Well, the ref didn't see that, but what he did see was Hageman respond to that.
Well, I wonder what his offensive line coach, Hudson Hawk with the Dallas Cowboys, will say when they have their weekly chat on the phone.
He's going to say you can't get caught up. That's a crucial time in the game. That's when you have to maintain composure. You know, tempers are flying. There's a lot of anxiety out there. But, hey, they need you. They need you to kill the clock and wear on Barcelona.
Hageman is ejected. A penalty put on Frankfurt to make it 1st and 25. 4:46 remains in the fourth quarter.
And now they're forced to bring in Craig Ritter to play that position, number 78. And he's a guy they just picked up 2 weeks ago, so he can't be too familiar with things right now.
Ritter is out of Arizona State, 6'4". Pallure on 1st and 25. Dumps it out to Bolton, who gets a block and tries to work into the secondary before he's wrestled down by tackle Vince Stewart. Not much of a gain, about a yard. The clock continues to roll at 4:20.
Well, Craig Ritter just came into the game, and I said he might not know everything. Watch 78. He does know how to stop a rush.
Yes,
he might not know which way to block, but if you cut the guy at the line of scrimmage, that covers everything. And actually what that does is that springs a nice opening there for the little toss-out pass to Nathaniel Bolton.
Passing the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter. 17 unanswered points by the purple team. The Frankfurt Galaxy, they lead it 17-14. Bolt, who has been the workhorse late in the game, takes it again. Swerving and cutting his way. He's out to the 38. He's finally stopped by Marvin Goodwin out of UCLA. Clock at 3.5 minutes.
Well, the last 2 plays, they tried some things to keep the ball in play, to keep the clock wearing down. We're at 3 minutes and 30 seconds right now, but it's not going to be enough because it's 3rd and about 25. And unless they get a big play right here, Frankfurt is going to lose the ball, and Barcelona is going to have another shot at this thing.
Frankfurt took 2 early timeouts in the second half with just 1 remaining. They've got 3rd and 19, and Pallure, who has been the story of the game, gets it in the shotgun with a long way to go. And he throws it out on a shovel pass, and it is caught and brought upfield by Ingo Seibert. He needed to get to the 42. He gets to midfield, and the clock will stop at 2:54, and a timeout is finally taken by Barcelona.
And on that play there, Craig Ritter had his hands full with Darren Crine. Darren Crine turned the corner.
40-second timeout.
You see they're trying to reset the clock to 2:59, but Craig Ritter got beat there, and the pocket closed down around around Pallure, I'm sorry, and he flipped it out there, and it just wasn't enough for the first down. And here, you know, Frankfurt has to punt. Barcelona is going to be in a situation where they're going to have to go probably about 75 yards, Kevin, with just under 3 minutes left in the game. And they haven't been able all night to muster a drive of that distance. It's really going to be a gut check, and it'll be interesting again to see who they go to at quarterback.
Very good point. Jack Bicknell has that to work with. Now checking with the referee. He's got 2 timeouts remaining. Ferry will be trying to punt this deep. It's on the ground. He picks it up cleanly and gets off a very nice punt. Surprisingly good. Marvin Marshall lets it float into the end zone.
What they got? And off of the sideline comes Kelly Holcomb, number 10. When it comes crunch time, they're going to go with the guy that got him this far. But there's a flag on the penalty, on the play.
Flag thrown back at the 44-yard line.
It's probably going to be, because of the bobbled snap, it's going to be they left early at the line of scrimmage, illegal man downfield.
Frankfurt has scored 10 points in the second half.
We have a holding foul on the 57 of the offense. That foul is declined. We have an ineligible downfield, number 58, against the offense. That foul is accepted. 5 yards, 4th down.
They'll punt it again.
Well, I missed the one, but I was right on the other. I didn't see the holding call in there, but it was when a bobble snap like that, the guys can't see the punter behind them. They don't know if the ball rolled back there or not, so they hold for a count of 2 and they release. Well, they counted 2, they released, but the ball wasn't off yet.
Frankfurt will punt once again. 2:35 left in regulation. This time the snap is good, and the punt is blocked and picked up by Barcelona at the 12 and put into the end zone by Chris Crooms. And Jack Picknell's team has come up big again with the touchdown, and now a lead of 3 with the extra point waiting.
Big play by Barcelona right there, and you couldn't help but feel that something was going to break, Kevin. With all of the penalties and all the mistakes that have been going on tonight, this big mistake right now cost them. Well, Chris Crooms not only picked it up and ran in for a touchdown, watch 25 to the right of your screen. He also gets the block.
Chris Crooms has scored 2 touchdowns tonight. There you see the extra point. It is 21-17 Barcelona. And just when it appeared that the Galaxy of Frankfurt had everything under control, how big was that penalty against Hegeman?
That and the penalty zone that have been crowing all night. They had a penalty on the punt. They had a nice punt on the first time, but the penalty, the bad snap, and then the holding call, and the illegal man downfield, they would have had the ball at the 20-yard line. Barcelona would have had to go 80 yards. And they haven't been able to do that all night. But then they come back and have to repunt the thing, and there's another mistake. There's a mistake in pass protection. Chris Kroon blows up there, untouched, unscathed, blocks the punt and picks it up and takes it in for 6. Big turnaround in this game. You couldn't help but feel, Kevin, that something like this was going to happen.
So Chris Kroon comes up with 2 touchdowns, one on a fumble recovery return for a touchdown, 25 yards back in the first quarter, which gave Barcelona a 14-0 lead. And now he blocks the punt, recovers it downfield, runs it in for the touchdown from the 12-yard line on in, and he scores again, and he's given him a lead of 21-17.
And did you hear Chris Crooms on the sidelines right there? I want to go to the World Bowl. I don't know about them, but I want to go to the World Bowl. I don't know who he's referring to, but you can tell by his play tonight, he does want to go.
Shane Edge will kick off for Barcelona. And picked up by Harrell at the 20-yard line. Upfield, he maneuvers by the 30 into the 34-yard line. So Steve Pallur will be given one last chance. And remember now, they've got just 1 timeout because they took 2 early timeouts in the second half.
You touched on it earlier. You said that, hey, this timeout stuff might come into play here as this game winds down. And right now it is. And Steve Pallur's had trouble with his 2-minute offense in the past.
Pallur's been a great story tonight. Off the bench after 4 horrendous games in a row, all Frankfurt losses. The winner tonight stays alive in the playoff, and the loser will be finished. Pallur on 1st and 10. Quick outside. Kearney the catch. Gets out of bounds. Reception at the 37. He picks up 3 on 1st down. Clock at 2:08.
Well, Danny Gales, number 29, gave Jay Carney there just enough room to make the catch. Steve Ballure is going to have to use him, and he's going to have to use the sidelines to march his team downfield. But the key here is the DBs are just going to have to give him the short stuff. You don't want to give him any long yardage.
2nd down and 6. On the 38, low snap fielded by Ballure. The pass caught. 1st down on the far side. Mario Bailey, another big catch. And it's a 1st down, but the clock continues to now it stops at the 2-minute warning, which will afford Steve Ballure time to talk with Frankfurt coach Ernie Stautner. They're down by 4, and the season hangs in the balance.
Free Central exclusively on FX.
Barcelona led 14-0. Frankfurt went on top 17-14. Barcelona blocks a punt. Run it in. They lead it, Bill, 21-17.
And everything that Frankfurt has done all night has to come to a crescendo right now in these 2 minutes, Kev.
And Ballure, the savvy NFL veteran. 1st down and 10. With time, maneuver just a bit, gets the pass out to Gary Harrell. Harrell stops the clock at 1:54. Frankfurt with 1 timeout remaining. And the ball will be down to the 40-yard line.
Steve Ballure has been the story this evening. And just as I said, everything they've been doing needs to come to crescendo. On that play, it does. I mean, he knows he has pressure around him. Kevin O'Brien screaming off the corner, going to lay a hit on him. And he throws a beautiful ball to Gary Harrell in traffic. And Gary Harrell, little flea, is flying and never broke stride.
They got the 1st down, too, from the 42 of Barcelona. Frankfurt, the team in purple, down by 4. Steve Ballure down the sideline and caught on the sideline. Mario Bailey, and he's got it at the 15-yard line.
Hurried up. They got to get up there. That's a big gain. Get up to the line of scrimmage, guys. The time's running.
And all he had to do was get 1 foot inbound, which is a World League rule.
Watch Mario Bailey on right. Sees the ball. See, Wright doesn't see where the ball's at because he's turned around. But Bailey does, and he makes a nice play on it and goes up and gets it.
15-yard line of Barcelona, 1:46 remaining in the game. Frankfurt down by 4. Ballure. Good time. Going to the end zone. Touchdown! Gary Harrell, the New York Giant, from Steve Ballure.
Look at the ball and take off.
Well, Gary Harrell wants to keep that ball. He should throw it up into the fans. They've been instrumental in this too.
Ralph Kleinman, the extra point, and he gets it. The Galaxy on top, 24-21 with 1:41 remaining. And folks, an NFL-type catch by an NFL player, Gary Harrell of the New York Giants.
3 passes down the field, and watch the catch by Gary Harrell. Beautiful throw, but look at the grab. And when your body's carrying you out of bounds like that, when you make the catch, whatever the first thing that touches is in. It doesn't have to be a foot. So if it was a knee or a leg there as he's coming down, the first thing that's in bounds is where it is, and that's a touchdown. Beautiful catch and a beautiful throw.
And a good call by the referee, who was right on top of the play. Jack McNeil not too happy. What did Ernie Stautner do when he saw the touchdown? Let's hold him on the other side, is what he said. The way this game is going, you don't know. Steve Ballure, 3 touchdown passes.
They were the favorite early on in the season, and now this team is breathing new life, and they're ready to get where everybody thought they were going to be after week 4.
The winner stays alive in the World Bowl sweepstakes. The loser will have their season finished. And here goes Marvin Marshall. Up the sideline. Out to the 40. 1:33 remaining. Another good-looking drive orchestrated by Steve Pallure.
Come home in 2 weeks. Going to the World Bowl, bringing it back.
Pallure, 5 for 5, 66 yards. At a time when they needed it. Did you see how poised he was? And then as he marched that team downfield, I mean, just confidence, and he sat in there calm. A lot of people would be antsy in that situation. Not Steve Pallure. He's been around it before.
They took a starting job away from him this week for the first time all season. He has responded with 3 touchdowns in what has been a marvelous performance. Kelly Holcomb hit, and as he was going down, he got the pass off to Charles Thompson, who will be very close to a first down near the 47-yard line. 1:25 remaining. The clock is stopped. Barcelona with 2 timeouts left.
There's plenty of time on the clock. Barcelona is going to have to do something that they haven't been able to do for the better part of 4 quarters. And that's march their offense downfield and put it in the end zone.
Second down, 2 to go. Holcomb, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback, finds Kenny Shedd downfield. And it's a first down, right on the money to the 33-yard line. The clock ticking at 1:14, and Shedd is hurt. The former Chicago Bear camp player is down, slow to get up.
You know, Ernie was telling his guys, hey, get after the ball, get after him. I mean, the pass rush has got to be there. See 59, Ronnie Woolfolk, he was close, but a little bit more effort on that, and he would have been right in his face. And then Shedd gets injured with a big blow by Carter. And they're down there, Kev, in field goal position.
Well, the good news is Kenny Shedd is up. The bad news is he thinks he's back in Platteville, Wisconsin at Bears training camp. They're going to have to bring him off.
Look, they're dragging him off like he had a leash on him. Here, come this way.
Kelly Holcomb looks to have recouped some of that moxie he was missing when he threw the 2 consecutive interceptions earlier on.
Well, they're down by 3, and right now the ball's at about the 34-yard line, so that would be a 46, 47-yarder. And Scott Zaretti is 2 for 2 from that range. So they're in field goal range right now to tie this thing, but they want to win it.
Holcomb on 1st and 10, going to the end zone. He's got the receiver and a catch for a touchdown! Alfonso Browning! Oh, they wave it away. He dropped the ball in the end zone.
And a flag on Browning for yelling at the referee. Probably touched him, got in his face there. But it was a beautiful throw, and Alfonso Browning laid out. And he looked to me from here as if he made the catch, and he went down, and the ground pushed it out. And we saw this before the ground caused a fumble, and the referees missed it. I'm anxious to see the replay.
.59 seconds left.
I believe Browning's going to be ejected because he touched the referee.
He has been ejected. Now he throws his helmet.
He is ejected from the game. 15 yards. The down lookout. Second down.
Wait, they haven't moved off the 15 yards against the team. They were going to huddle up and snap it from the 34. Now they got to go back 15 yards.
Watch Browning. Looks like he made the catch, but on the ground he was rolling around with it. And from the position of the field judge there, he was behind him and couldn't see. The only thing he saw was him coming up and fooling with it.
Okay. Stay back. Hey, stay back.
A break for Ernie Stautner. Well, it's a much tougher equation because it's second down and forever from the 49.
And that takes him out of field goal range.
Right.
On that play right there. I mean, yeah, it was a bad call and you want the touchdown, but hey, you can't touch the referee and jeopardize your team.
Holcomb changing the play, second down and 25. Here comes the rush. He's hit once and brought down. The sack is made up front by Don Reynolds. And Wolfo, the linebacker and the lineman, got together.
And how big is that penalty on Browning? Well, you know it's third and forever. It's a long pass. And here comes Wolfo.
Third down.
Again.
And he goes deep, and it's picked off, and that will seal it for Frankfurt. Picked off by Chris Hall. That's his second interception tonight. Take it back. Cecil Doggett, his second interception tonight.
Jack Goodell just looked upset. You see the celebration with Ernie. Look how happy he is.
Where'd that look?
Holcomb throws a nice ball, but Cecil Doggett just stepped in front of Marvin Marshall. You know, Cecil Doggett's been playing with pulled hamstring for the better part of 4 weeks now. And Ernie told us, hey, this guy's a tough guy. I don't have to worry about Cecil Doggett. I know he's hurt, but he's going to be out there and he's going to give me everything he has.
4 turnovers by Barcelona, 3 interceptions thrown by Kelly Holcomb. And for the Frankfurt Galaxy, the champions of the World League a year ago, coming into this game having lost 4 consecutive games, a team supposedly in disarray, uninterested and unfocused, they came in after changing quarterbacks. They brought back the veteran Steve Pallor, who threw 3 touchdown passes and brought them from a 14-0 deficit to a win of 24-21 to beat the Barcelona Dragons and stay alive in the tournament to face the Scottish Claymores in the World Bowl coming up in 2 weeks.
Steve Pallor, who just orchestrated a beautiful drive when he had to. Under composure, finds her out and puts the ball right where only Gary Harrell could make the catch, and he makes a great catch at that. And for Galaxy, they have a chance to be where they thought they were going to be.
Frankfurt comes from behind to win it 24-21. Now for Bill Moss, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long for our entire Fox Network crew. Good night from Frankfurt. Auf Wiedersehen as the Galaxy stays alive, coming from behind to beat Barcelona by 3.